What's up, everybody? It's Cliff. Happy Tuesday. As you can see, some things have changed again.
All right.
I think that seems to be the fucking mantra here, is that things are just always changing. So things are gonna happen a wee bit different today, as you can probably tell. Um, First and foremost, the most glaringly obvious thing is that I'm up here now. No, is that we have another player joining us. We have Bob, who is eating ice cream and trying to hide.
Bob.
Um, and and Melissa decided that she was gonna update her computer right before going live, so we have to wait for that
Over
to
an
finish.
hour ago, so
It's
fuck you.
fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, so once hers gets booted up, then she will have her own window and she won't have to hijack Bob's, and then you'll be able to see Bob's pretty face all by himself.
Thanks.
Seeing the delay is weird.
It's fun.
It's right
Yeah,
Um,
you're used to it.
So, with that, we are not going to do the normal recap and all that jazz. What I will say is, until I get everything straightened out with the characters and whatnot, I'm going to allow player points to go above 10. So, John, you have 11. Sin, you have 7. Jake, you have 3. Bob, you have 1. Melissa, you have 11.
I will be honest and say I did use my alt last game, and it should be 3. But if you want me to have 11, I'll take 11.
3 it is.
Oh.
Thank you for your honesty, though.
I could have not been honest.
You could have not been honest. I
You wanted me
appreciate
an extra
that.
player point for being honest.
It sounds like we're getting some Stream Roots cards redeemed right now. What I will say is once we get up and running to hold off on them, just given the fact that like I said, it's not really set up right now for this. Geez, Bob, how many player points did you have?
I gave 4 to Sin as thank you for the art.
Oh, Jesus, you sure did. Okay.
You said it could go over 10, so Sin gets points.
Yeah, so Sin, you are at 11. So with that being said, we start tonight's story off in Ozo, an ancient land home to some of the most beautiful vistas in all of Aragus. Pine trees blanket the plains, giving the lands a year-long green. Beautiful flowers paint the landscape and berries bloom all year round. Legends tell tales of the goddess Corleon Larathan settling down in Ozo, founding Castle Stydale, and breeding what has become known throughout the world as the High Elves, which dominate these lands. Elves here are of a paler, grayer tone than most of their kin throughout the world. But don't let her beauties distract you from the dangers that lurk in every shadow. From the trolls and giants of the northern frost, to the bands of kobolds that inhabit the windshield woods, to the territorial myrrh on the southern drips. But none of them are as dangerous as the vampire that prowl the lands. Ozone has seen an uncharacteristically long stretch of peace, but all that was shattered by the Orcus incident. The demons and devils caused an initial uproar, but the cataclysms awakened an ancient evil. Elders tell stories of the origins of these bloodsuckers. Some say he was one of the first beings to walk Aragus. Some say he is unkillable. Details and names tend to change from story to story, but what always remains the same is that he was trapped in an unescapable prison, forced to live in eternal solitude. Whatever the truth is, it appears that no matter the precautions taken, all prisons are escapable. Since his awakening, vampire have become more and more common sight, starting off with a rare glimpse, a possible fragment of one's own mind, to seeing them moving through the night in bands of dozens. As the years went by, rumors started to spread of entire towns being overrun. Defenses started to grow so cautious that most cities were forced to sleep during the day so they could be alert and ready to fight during the nights. Falmore is no different. The beautiful city adorned with large, multi-storied Gothic buildings swept along the coast like a rolling wave. The painstakingly detailed stone carvings have almost been lost to the adoring eyes in the shade of the night. The once happy and active city now reduced to groggy, scared reflections of its yesteryears. The bookend of the Windshield Woods on the nape of the city's start is where we find ourselves. You hear screams erupt from the corner of your eyes. You see blurs of something running past. Something turns to many as the streets are filled with a small army of vampire feasting on the helpless citizens. You navigate through the chaos the best you can, watching as the guard grow helpless and get overwhelmed from the sheer numbers. The smell of iron grows strong in the air as your boots stain from the blood pooling over the cobble as you move fast towards the southern exits. This is where we find two brothers, Ace and Archon. Your attempts at hunting a more powerful vampire were foiled due to the greed of your own party. One of the members that you took with you sold you out, and instead of finding this prize waiting for you, you found an ambush. Most of your group was torn apart by these vampires, but you two and your faithful companion managed to escape as you are running through the city. He looks to you. Did anybody else make it?
Nah, I don't think so. That son of a bitch turned us in. Last thing I knew, everyone got torn apart.
Are you both all right?
I'm breathing.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about us too much.
If I ain't got you to worry about, then what am I going to worry of?
Do we have time to breathe here?
I don't think so. We need to keep moving. As you guys duck through the streets, you hear the screams of a woman from a building nearby. And soon you see this small gnome running from outside of the shop, holding the hand of this giant bird-like creature as they cut in front of you.
Oh, God, what the hell is that?
What?
And as you guys are looking at each other trying to figure this out, they just take off running, and you just hear this little gnome like, come on, dear, we gotta go. And the next thing you know, you hear the roar of a vampire from inside of the building that they came out of, and you see the glow of its eyes in the doorway staring at you.
I think it's time to keep moving, brother.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's follow the bird.
Are you sure about
kinda
this?
covered. We don't gotta outrun these things. We just gotta be faster than that.
Works for me.
Stay close, boys. And you guys take off running. As you do, you can hear this small gnome woman saying something in a language that you both don't understand. Screech, though, you would understand as this being a prayer that she had read to you at night. Only as she is saying it this time, you are noticing a glow coming from her eyes. And as she starts running, she pulls something out of her pocket, and she rubs it across the cover of this book, and she throws it to the ground underneath you. And as she does, you see this flash of light. Ace and Archon, you guys would see that light flash in front of you and almost blinding you for a second. But before you can even react to that, you hear the sound of something running up fast behind you.
I don't know what that was, but let's catch up to them, and if need be, I got my crossbow ready. Shoot one of them in the leg, buy us some time.
Yeah, little one seems to be some kind of holy figure. Maybe that can help us out.
All right, so she's useful. I'll shoot the bird in the leg.
How loud are you saying this?
Just to for Ace to hear.
Okay. So you guys make your way through the streets. You come to a bend towards the residential district, and you see one of the guards, and he ushers you over. He's like, you gotta get moving, this way. And he's like trying to push you guys towards the exit of the city. And as you guys run past, you see 3 of these things jump on this guard and just begin to tear him apart. At this point, you guys have probably seen a good 2-3 dozen of these vampires.
Well, I am not sticking around with all those things in town. Those guys seem distracted with the guard. Let's keep going.
Yep.
As you guys make your way out, you see that there is a small band of... I need all 3 of you. I guess I can make it for you, Melissa.
Thanks.
I need all 3 of you to give me insight checks.
Lissa will be clear within 10 minutes, by the way.
That's perfect.
Hopefully.
You see a small group of these creatures with stone for skin defending this covered wagon to the best of their ability against these things. You see all 3 of them fighting one at a 3-on-1, fending their way off. Ace, you would know them as Genasi. Creatures that actually are very tribal and live to the mountains just south east of the city. You would know them to be very dubious of outsiders and very well equipped. These particular ones are very tribal and mostly stick to themselves. But the cart that they're guarding seems valuable.
Gestures over to Archon and points at the cart that they're guarding. We help them out. Maybe we get some kind of reward, or maybe they don't make it.
Sounds good to me.
I almost thought you guys were going to be good for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Right, come on.
Have you fucking met them?
New campaign. Who knows? You might turn over a new leaf.
I have not
You know
done
them as
anything bad.
people.
It's called role play.
And as you guys run past, you see the gnome stop. And she seems to regard them with some level of familiarity. And she begins casting some spell. And she yells out, "Now, dear, I'm going to need you to watch me for a little bit until I finish this. Can you do that?"
Do that.
That's what I like to hear. You see her open this book, and she starts saying something in a language that you don't understand. And as she's doing it, you're seeing her eyes glowing, and this light is beginning to emit around her as her companion, the Genasi, and a few of the town guard sort of move in closer together with their backs facing this cart, fending off what is around them. And how are you two reacting to this?
There's like a glowing circle around them.
She's starting to
Each group?
emit this light from her, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna run and try to get into that.
You know, if you didn't have me cut off your wings, we could get away a lot easier, you know.
True, but there is still loot to be gathered around here. You can't get any of that if we're running.
All right. You play nice, and I will see what they have.
You wait for the signal now.
Of course. I know the routine.
So are you guys going in towards the light?
Yep.
Yep.
Beryl, how are you reacting to these complete strangers now being incredibly close to your guys' supplies?
Pretty cautious. He's kind of trying to, like, while still fighting, like, move himself, like, between the cart and them, like, while trying to fend things off. Trying to, you know, introduce himself and figure out what the hell they're doing in the middle of this fight. Hello there. Are you here to help?
Yes. Please make some room. We mean no harm.
Well,
Trying to get the bloodsuckers.
I wish you to mean harm to those things.
Of course.
That we can do.
Well, if you would offer a hand, perhaps we can compensate you in some way.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, well, have at it.
As you guys are making these cordial responses to one another, you start seeing this small gathering of these vampire surrounding you. And they're starting to, like, sort of circle around where you guys are standing, being cautious to stay outside of the border of this light that this small gnome is emitting.
Alright. I'm in Zoom and I'm loading Fantasy Grounds, so I'm almost there.
If you're in Zoom, that means everything. Yep, everything's cut off.
I ruined everything.
So,
Fucked it up.
Yeah, that's what I
happens.
do.
It happens. Hey, Bob and Jake are still good, so I just got to replace. And I'm still good, so I just got to replace 2 years. Cool. So yeah. So, you notice that one of the vampire in the front, who's sort of walking on all fours, circling around you like a feral animal, it, like, walks up, and you see it reach out into this light, and as it reaches in, you see it cautious, it hits the light, and nothing happens, and as it does, you hear it snarl and charge. As this thing charges, the city guard does its best to hold back. The Genasi all jump in, and they are guarding everything they can. You find the 4 of you almost shoulder to shoulder in this, as one of them is running straight towards you. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
Off to a fantastic start. Wasn't that supposed to be?
I mean, you don't get to tell her what sound she makes.
It's true. Oh, I forgot to grab a notebook. I need a notebook.
Ah, there's 2 Johns.
Wait, there's 2 drawings? Great.
Hey, that looks made much better.
Much more better. Every time I look over and I see that fucking Screech head, I can't help but laugh.
I love
Every
it.
time.
I love it. That is my favorite icon ever.
Oh my god.
Ever.
As soon as like the introduction of and this bird thing, and I couldn't breathe. I was laughing too hard. Alright.
I thought that's how you'd want to be introduced.
Bird thing.
Well, see, it's not like it's a common sight around here.
That's fair.
Are you in? Oh, you already rolled. Look at you.
Yeah?
All right. Who would be on whose left? Would Archon or Ace be on the left?
Probably Arkin.
Whoever is closest to the center of everyone would be Ace, then away from everyone would be Archon.
Y'all weird.
You weird.
Oh shit. Welcome to this field.
Hopefully it loads for me.
Ooh.
Wait,
Setting the ambiance.
Fantasy ground color changed. I'm
Blue.
blue.
Indigo? I don't know what color to call that.
It's like
like
a
a mauve.
It's a bluish. So this thing comes. There's this small group that charges in, and everybody is basically protecting this gnome who is casting this ritual. And you see this vampire charging right at you guys. So first up, Ace, it would be you.
So we like tilts his hat up and looks this thing straight in the eye, and his eye glows a little bit and hexes this thing. There it goes. Then he pulls out his pistol and aims straight at it.
And as you shoot at it, you see this thing like dodge to the side on all four, and your bullet hits the ground. It kicks up a little dust as it's still charging at you, like in a full gallop.
And that's his turn.
All right.
God, that's it.
Archon.
He's 10 feet away. Argon's going to step back behind them.
So where you can't really stand there. That's kind of where the
Okay.
cart is at.
Okay. How big is the cart?
It's a small pull cart that's about 3-4 feet wide and about 5 feet long, and it is covered with a animal hide tarping, so you can't see what's inside of it.
Okay. Can he step inside of it? Like pull the cover aside and like step in?
I mean, you definitely could do that. I'm not sure that you would get the sense that you would be welcome to do that.
I want to stealthily sneak in there.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth for me, please.
Ah, fuck.
So let's see, that's where the card's at.
All right, yeah, he's gonna step in there and hide.
Okay. Are you trying to challenge this, Jake, or no?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception for me. Oh, so close.
Oh my God.
Can I have another 20, please?
Don't think so, motherfucker.
So you see the tarp move a little bit, and you go to turn your head to look, and as you do, this stranger to your left shoots his gun off, hits the dirt, which kind of redirects your focus back to this thing that's charging at you on all fours. Meanwhile, Archon, you manage to pull the tarp aside and sneak inside there.
Going to ready an action.
Okay.
When it gets closer, within 5 feet, he's gonna go ahead and let go of a crossbow shot at him.
Okay.
And he's done.
All right. Well, go ahead and take your shot.
Oh, okay. This said it was 10 feet, so that's why I was gonna wait. But
Well,
okay.
It is 10 feet, but no sooner does that happen than this thing continues its charge.
Gotcha. All right, now? Am I successfully hidden from it? Yeah, guess it would have to contest my stealth check too.
You are not hidden from it. So it's seen you do it.
That's all right, because
its attention appears to be directed at your brother at this moment, but you are not hidden from it. No.
Okay, but he would be close enough where I'd still get my sneak attack though, right?
Do you still get it within 5 feet, like just normal? Is that how that works?
Yes, of any of my party members.
Yep. So he definitely is within 5 feet of your brother.
Okay. Ew, that was a shitty shot.
Yeah. That does not hit.
Okay. Then, oh no, I can't say it's my crossbow shot.
Yep, that's your turn.
He's done.
Okay. So you crawl in there and sort of lift the tarp up and get that shot off. As you do, this thing sees you out of the corner of its eye, and it just dodges to the left, and it pounces onto your brother. And as it gets on you, you feel it slash across your chest, and you just feel this burn that feels cold as night. And the pain causes you to lose sight on everything that you were focused on. And as you sort of wince back on it, the blood starts to pour out, and as it does, you see its eyes dilate, looking at the blood coming out of your chest. Screech!
All right. So my lovely gnome friends, basically gnome mom, is what, to my left?
She's behind you. She's right next to the cart, and you're sort of making yourself a feathered shield between her and the cart as she's, reading from this book, and this light is glowing from her.
She's there, and Technically, if I go smack the vampire, I'm still staying and protecting her. Technically.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the sense that you would have understood that this thing equals bad and smack this thing.
She's not very bright. So yeah, with a sound that is kind of like it should be laughter, but it's just a little off, she's gonna run over and smack this thing.
Okay.
With her great axe. Maybe.
That is a hit.
Yay.
And any bonus actions or anything that you want to do? I don't know if you have any or not. I know it's just level
Have
1
any.
and all that good stuff.
Nope.
Yeah. So you walk up and almost in one motion, while making like that noise, you just slam this axe down, and you hit it in the back, and the thing almost feels rigged. Its body is so stiff, almost like its skin is a carapace as you hit it and barely crack through and drag your great axe down its back. You hear like a noise as it kind of snarls and looks at you, and it looks back down at the blood coming out of Ace's chest. Barrel.
Oh, I knew what I was gonna do, and then I changed my mind. I mean, his first concern, he's like seeing that last attacking, and just kind of being like, "Ah, do you think you're one of mine? I don't think so." And takes his hammer and kind of tries to do like an upper swing to like knock him off of Ace's chest.
Okay. And as you swing with this uppercut-like motion, it reaches out with these long, gangly fingers, and it just grabs the hammer. And you notice that though its stature is small and its body is frail, its strength is deceiving, as it pushes back at the maul of this hammer as you swing it and stops you mid-swing. I taste the light on you.
How about you go after him?
And as he says that and he's sort of distracted, you guys see this bolt of light shoot from the gnome's hand, as with one hand she's holding this book and with the other one she sort of flicked her wrist. And as she did, you feel the wounds on your chest heal as she's still saying this chant, and with every word she says, the light coming from her grows slightly more bright, slightly more bright. Brighter? Doesn't sound right. Either way. Ace, your turn.
And with his other hand, he pulls out one of his daggers. And he's targeted.
And through that moment of distraction, you hit him with that, yeah.
And as he's coming through with the slash of the dagger, he, under his arm, lifts his pistol again and takes another shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! 2 attacks. Don't get
That is
too
a hit.
fancy now.
Yeah, so this thing's looking over, like grabbing the maul and like making eye contact with this Genasi next to you as you stab up and then pull out your gun and hit him with the other one. And it sort of like he like gets hit by it and you see the bullet like just embedded in his skin. It doesn't break through, but it's just sticking in his skin. As he looks down at you and he like grabs the bullet and he pulls it out and he just drops it onto your chest. Archon.
Nope, don't like that.
Let's see.
So I have to interrupt at some points. I wasn't really trained on all of this. Is there a way to pan around the combat thing?
Oh yeah, sorry. If you hold middle mouse, you can pan around.
That's fantastic. Okay, thank you. As you were.
Yeah, sorry. We were going through all that shit and totally forgot to show you how to do combat.
And if you hit control and click and drag, you can rearrange. Yeah. No.
Yeah, control and left click, you can resize from the top left down.
There
Right.
you
There
go.
we are. Okay.
All right. Yeah, Archon, your turn.
Gonna try something a little unorthodox here.
Okay.
He wants to reach down and grab some dirt and just toss in this thing's face.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a standard attack. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
That is a hit.
With a quick action like that, be a bonus or standard?
Neither. You're good. We'll just say that's your movement action.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a d4, please. Nice.
Yes.
And what is your intention with this? To like temporarily blind him?
Yep, temporary blind and disorient him a little.
Yep. So as you do, he sort of like he like spits out the dirt, and he's like rubbing his eyes.
All right, and I want to attempt to. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take another shot. At the hand crossbow. Oh my god. Wait, did that even come up?
It froze for a second. Oh,
Yeah.
there it goes. Yeah, that is not a hit.
Alright. Well, blinded, would that give me temporarily blinded? Would that give Anilo advantage at all?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a second one for advantage.
Okay, sweet.
I said roll a second one, John.
All right.
Yeah, so it rubs the dirt out of its eyes just in time to see you raising this crossbow. And as you shoot it, it sort of rolls sideways off of Ace, and it's now to his, to your right, to his, I guess his right too. To your right, yeah.
And then I want to close the little cover and try to re-stealth.
You can go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
So you definitely could do that.
Okay.
Though it's a small cart, and chances are this thing probably knows where you are.
Probably.
Okay.
All done.
As it rolls off and it's looking, you like duck back and it sort of looks around for a second. And it goes barreling through, hopping over Ace, and it slashes at Barrel.
Ow.
And it hits you, and as it does, it sort of like pauses and tilts its head and looks at you. That hard exterior only covers the sweetest of all juices. And he smiles this big, creepy smile at you.
No juices you plan on finding inside me. But okay.
And Screech, at this point, this thing is mere feet away from your companion.
Alright, nope, just doing a turn and smack it again. That's what I'm good at. Oh,
Are you sure?
sure?
That is.
No, I'm not sure.
And yeah, so
Axe, I'm a little bird, okay?
yeah, so as you just turn and just like kind of wildly overhand swing at this thing, you see it just pull back as your blade hits the grass, and it sort of surveys the land and it looks at you and then it looks over at everybody and you see its eyes cross over the gnome. Beryl, your turn. Chameleon.
Super appropriate for this combat.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. He's gonna like kind of look down at the ground and pick up a bunch of dirt and just start like throwing it at his companions as he uses Pass Without a Trace to hide everyone in the party and the gnome.
Okay. And what does the text of that say?
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from around you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of his passage.
Okay. And how many people can you do at once?
It does not give a limit.
Okay. So, as you do that and throw this dirt up in the air, everybody just sort of fades out of view for a moment. As this thing was like locking eyes with you, and it sort of like looks around, and you see it like on all fours and it's sniffing. Clever little trick you have there. What else are you doing?
That's an action, so nothing.
Okay. If anybody else does anything, does it bring them out of this?
It doesn't say.
What's
All
the
it takes
spell?
is Pass Without a Trace. It's the thing that I get from Merge with Stone.
Yep, I gotcha.
Duration is up to an hour, and it takes concentration. That's it.
Oh, okay. So what all it does is it gives you a +10 bonus to stealth checks.
It doesn't actually like
Yep.
mask
So
you.
so everybody go ahead and put 10 in the modifier in the left-hand corner, and then give me a stealth check, please.
Gotcha. Where is stealth? It's under skills. Yeah. Jesus.
How long have you been playing?
I'm gone.
Oh wait, what?
That's normal for level 1, right?
Just fucking straight up Nightcrawler that shit.
Yeah, he kind of looks like him.
Did not even notice.
All right. Plus.
So yeah, so this thing's just sniffing about at this point. And Ace, your turn.
Let's take a few steps back, and he is ready in action to fire a pistol at this thing once someone else strikes it.
Okay.
That's
Arcan.
his turn.
Arcan.
Going to slip out behind him, which he's still, yeah, I can see where he's facing, never mind. And let's see, make sure he's targeted, cool. And this would be an advantage attack, right? Since he can't detect me.
Correct. You definitely have advantage. Well, you don't necessarily have advantage on the attack, but he's definitely within 5 feet of one of your peoples here too. So either way you look at it, you're good.
Well, just for not like it's not like a surprise, but just because he can't see it coming, that would be an advantage, correct?
Oh, right, because you guys are all hitting. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Hey.
Fuck yeah.
That's a hit.
All right. So that was piercing. So we'll do that. And then we roll damage.
Nice.
And there's my other 20.
Yeah, so as you come up with the rapier, you sort of like toss it to the air and grab it like this, and just come down with the stab in this thing's back, as it's like on all fours, hunched about, almost like right center back to stab him with this. And this thing lets out this screech, and as it does, you hear its screech echo throughout the open field.
Can I make my attack now?
You sure can.
Advantage or no?
Yep.
Awesome. Oof.
That is a miss.
Oh.
So this thing, you aim and you shoot, and as you do, it's right when this thing just sort of stands up and reacts to being stabbed, and you see the shot hit the dust right in front of where Beryl is standing. As this thing sort of snaps around and looks at you, Archon, and you see its eyes are just glowing red right now, and its mouth is almost dishinged as it's opened unrealistically large with these fangs staring at you.
Did that break the spell effect?
It didn't break the spell effect, but you're no longer stealth because he sees you.
Right. And wait, I don't get that fancy disengage thing yet, right?
I think that's level 3.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you get that, to be truthful.
Yeah, what? That's a standard roll thing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to step away. He's gonna run around on the other side of the cart again.
As you do, this thing just takes this wild swing at you.
Yep.
So, like, as you do it, you see this thing just stand, and it's, like, looking down on you at this point. It's so tall and lanky. And then you, like, duck back and try moving, and as you do, you just feel the coldness of this claw as it hits your side. Where do you think you're going?
And once he's over there, he's gonna attempt to stealth again.
You can go ahead and make that attempt, but not with the plus 10.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You, like, duck back behind the cart, but you see this thing still coming right for you.
Okay.
It runs, like, on all fours in this gallop, and by the time you make it to the back of the cart, it's already there waiting for you.
Does he get opportunity attacks against him for that motion?
Does who?
The vampire.
Get opportunity against who?
Himself.
Yeah, like he caused it from moving
The other.
away from.
Oh, the others
other
would get one, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Ace would not, because he's still within range of Ace.
Right.
But yeah, so Beryl and Screech, you both would have opportunity attacks you could take if you wanted to, with advantage because of your stealth.
You have an
That is a hit. You're not targeting him though, Jake.
I do.
at advantage.
Nice.
And Screech, are you doing it or no?
Yeah. to get away from skills again. And up.
That is a hit.
Yeah. Well, that could have been better.
Oh no, we lost our DM.
That's good.
Okay.
Sorry. Got an update on the dog. We're potty training her, and we're training her with bells that are hanging by the door, so she rings them when she wants to go outside, and she just rang them for the first time on her own without being told to do it.
Aw.
So it was like a fucking Facebook moment, but I'm not on Facebook, so I had to be told in person, like old timers. So there's just this clanging of steel against stone as almost at the exact same time, Barrel and Screech smash into this thing with their weapons, and it sort of knocks it off kilter for a second, but it gains its back feet as it's running towards you on all fours still, and it stands up with this giant swiping motion looking at you, Archon. And as it does, the gnome, she reaches out and puts her hand around you, and you see this brief shimmer go over your body. And as it strikes at you, you feel the gust of this claw coming down on you, and you see it hit this shimmering glow around you for a moment, and you see this kind of spark shoot off of it as the glow dissipates, and it cocks its head in confusion as its attack misses. Screech.
I need to learn how to do that.
Melissa, you're Screech.
I am. I was responding to Judson that.
Oh.
Are you wearing an Amethyl shirt? I was like, yeah. I'm not letting that go.
I'm wearing an Amethyl banner above my head.
Yeah, well. For me, it's in a better location. So.
Can confirm.
I mean, why you gotta go make it a competition?
Is that better?
'Cause she's
I'm
funny.
not. I'm really not. I'm just gonna run over and keep smacking this thing. That seems to work.
Okay.
Smacking it seems to work. I'm not good at
Sure
smacking.
about that?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
as you
not
come
me. It's not me.
as you come charging in at this thing, kind of with like the nervous tick that you're releasing, it sees you coming and it just steps out of the side of your attack as you just swipe through the open air. Barrel.
Change my dice color. That'll work.
Oh, actually, hold on. Screech. You got to do that with advantage, and you didn't. So go ahead and make another attack roll, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do-do-do.
That's a
Hey.
hit. There you go.
There we go. Oh my god, the damage! That sucks! Alright,
And Barrel, your turn.
stop it.
Stop what?
It.
How big is this cart?
Like I said, it's about 4 feet wide and about 5 feet long.
How tall is it?
It stands about hip height.
Okay, so I could see Archon.
Oh yeah, you could see it. Yeah.
Okay. Going to go around the other side. Stop it. There we go. And lay on hands on. On Archon. That did not do anything. Why did that not do anything? I'm targeting Archon. Why does it say I have 0 uses per day? That's weird.
You gotta do the little plus sign and click the little heal button underneath it.
There is no plus sign. Oh, there it is. The display was on the wrong.
Yeah, it's
one.
okay.
There we go.
How much can you heal for? Do you know?
It's 5 times my paladin level,
Okay, so
so it's just 5.
max healing is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so he reaches down on you and touches your shoulder, and you feel your wounds start to close. As he does that, you all see this burst of light as the chanting that this gnome is doing gets louder, and this pulse of energy shoots out, and
If only they
everybody gets healed. Ace, your turn.
Let's hit him with the old 1-2. Maybe. Yes.
Oh!
Yeah, you did.
That'll do.
Wounds.
Ow.
And pistol.
Jolly good. crit.
Pistola. That is a miss. So yeah, you stab him with this dagger, and it swipes at you as you like take a step back and just pull the pistol like from hip height. You don't even aim it; you just sort of aim it at the hip and fire. And it steps out to the side and it's looking right at you at this point, focusing away from your brother. Archon.
All right. Taking a swing. Aw.
Tis a
Nice.
Someone's
miss.
got a case of the Jakes today.
I
Jesus.
am going to, yeah. And then going to take a shot with the crossbow.
Okay.
See, I manually rolled that one instead of double clicking.
You would have to roll that at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
You're only at 5 feet away from him.
5 feet.
Oh, I thought this puts me in danger of getting hit.
No. You actually roll at disadvantage with a ranged weapon at 5 feet.
Okay,
Unless you have a sharpshooter.
Right.
gotcha.
Or gunslinger.
Or
That's a
gunslinger.
miss.
All right, all done then. Actually, hold on.
Isn't gunslinger
Nope, I'm
effectively
done.
the same thing as sharpshooter?
No, you don't ignore cover and all that.
Oh.
But you do get a bonus attack with the pistol.
So as you swing with the rapier and miss, and shoot off the crossbow, you see this thing look at you over the shoulder and smile, and as it does, it pounces on your brother and it bites towards his neck.
Oh, no.
Look out.
And he's able to like kick and push himself backwards, and he's pinned with his back on the ground, and he's pushing himself backwards in the dirt, trying to get away from this thing. Screech.
Someone get this thing off me.
On it. Don't you trust me to hit it?
Oh, I thought the Screech was saying on it. I was about to say, oh, really?
No.
That's a hit. And barrel.
Screech imitates the fucking Western accent. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Howdy, partner. Saul's gonna learn how to say, howdy, partner.
All right then. How about you taste a nice bit of, if I can find where my, there it is. Taste a nice bit of my stone.
Boo. That's a hit, though. Can't argue with the numbers.
Ha ha!
So you hit as it's like chasing towards Ace, and it sort of stands up and it's like crouched down low, like so it could touch its hands on the ground, but its feet are still making contact, and it's sort of looking back and forth at all of you. And it leans its head back and it opens its mouth super wide again as you see the fangs just start to come down from the top. and it goes to lean forward and bite at Ace. And as it does, this gnome slams the book shut, and this burst of energy shoots out. And as it does, you just see this vampire just burst into flames for a moment, and then it becomes skeletons. And its bones crumble at your feet. You guys now notice that there is this glow around you by about 20 feet or so. Where there's this glow. And as this thing lights up the surrounding area, you see standing off in the distance are all these vampire watching in. And you see them start moving close. And another one does the same thing that the first one did, and it reaches its hand in. And as it reaches its hand in, you see the fingers just light on fire as it pulls itself back, and it kind of, and it pulls back. And you guys hear this commotion as they start to part ways. And coming from the south of where you guys are, you see this very finely dressed high elf. And as he walks closer to you all, you see all of the vampire moving away from him. And this high elf is holding this large tome. A very elegant looking, thick leather-based tome. And you see on the front of this tome is a picture of a sun. Can everybody go ahead and give me a religion check, please?
I want to roll religion.
Oh my god. I didn't do bad. I have a -1 and I didn't do bad.
Paladin with a -1 to religion.
Yeah.
Love it.
Slow off
No
there.
religion.
Everybody but Archon, you would recognize this as being a holy book, a book of importance. Screech, you would recognize this from the stories that you've been told as one of the portfolios of the gods. This is the portfolio of light, and it is being held by a vampire.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
And as he's standing there looking at you, he sort of chuckles. My children, we can leave these people to what they were doing before. We have what we came for, and soon they will have no time to hide. And he takes the book and turns and starts walking towards the Windshield Woods. And as he does, you notice that the vampire all start to break up and follow him in this large mass. That you guys are standing in the circle of light still. You see them sort of trade off into the distance. And after a few minutes of that happening, one of the town guard sort of runs down to where you guys are at. It appears that right now it is clear. We have a bit of a safe haven set up for some of the townsfolk. If you all want to, please follow me.
Upsel's gonna go to the skeletal remains of the vampire we were fighting and start to pick out the fangs from his face.
Go ahead and give me a survival check, please. Yeah, so it takes a little bit of work, but you snap the two fangs off and pocket them.
Archon's gonna look for anything of value in this caravan.
Are you being obvious about this, or?
Nope.
Okay, can I have a stealth check, please?
Be totally obvious about it.
Beryl would definitely be like on the defensive after his cart getting assaulted.
Yep. Can you please give me a perception check with advantage?
Fuck.
Through all the chaos of what's going on, these people, coming and trying to get you to separate yourself from where you are, and then also with you looking about and the 3 other members of your clan that you came with not being anywhere in sight, it's really hard for you to try to focus on anything in particular right now. I mean, these things that you brought for barter are really immaterial compared to the companions that you were with.
As Archon's looking around, Absol takes off his hat. He like holds it against his chest. Then he goes out to each of the people that helped us during the fight. And he goes up to Baron first, as he sees his brother like going off into the back, and he walks up to Beryl and is like, "That was a mighty fine job you did."
Are you doing this purposefully as like a pick?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll another stealth check then for Archon. He can do it at advantage.
And he walks up to Beryl and holds out a hand to shake it.
Beryl like cautiously shakes his hand and goes, "Well, it appears they really did rock us on that one, didn't they?"
Oh my god.
I like it.
It appears as if this town is going to have to start with a new slate.
Good night.
And this campaign's over.
Oh, back in Durian.
Can we go back to Mokta so I can be pissed about that?
You know what? I like you. What's your name, friend?
My name is Beryl, and yours?
I'm Absol.
Oh.
And he like grips his hand harder. And he pats him on the shoulder. Where'd you learn to fight like that?
Oh, well, my father mostly taught me, but mostly defending my home from the evils surrounding it, yes.
Well, we were mighty fortunate to have you around with us when that attack happened. And
Oh, yes, yes. It was good we were able to cobble the group together.
You guys are allowed to roll free fate rolls against a barrel. I will refund you your 100 coins.
I'll do it.
Did it.
I fucking warned you.
I absolutely love it, but Screech doesn't understand any of it. Oh, she's too dumb for this.
he walks over to
I give you a good one. Damn it.
he walks over to Screech and the gnome. And you two, whose hand should I shake?
Who?
You're Screech and the gnome. He's like waiting for someone to extend a hand to shake their hand.
Screeching excitedly extends out her hand and in your voice repeats back, hand to shake.
Oh, that's
Beryl
a
Beryl
little
would have
weird.
like followed up behind him and just goes, "Yes, thank you for chipping in."
Because this will run out eventually.
Yeah.
I'm not
He
so sure
didn't even
about
come
that.
prepared with ideals and shit. He doesn't have that many puns ready.
I don't know, the scroll bar is pretty small, man. It's one of 4 tabs. Strap in.
I hope you two are as entertaining as that rock filler over there. Where are you from?
Who are you asking?
Screech.
Okay. So while you're looking at her staring at you back, in the cart, Archon, you find a lot of raw ore. It looks like it's something that could be of value, but it doesn't. You don't get the impression you'd be able to like take any of it really easy. I mean, it's just like unrefined raw ore.
Oh, wait, never mind.
All right. He just slips out the other end and walks around like he wasn't in there at all.
Yeah, there's barely anything to take.
No.
I'm gonna stab you.
That's right.
Worth it. So Nesbar kind of smiles at Absol. She's not really much of a talker in that aspect, but I appreciate you sticking by us and helping to fight. But I think we should do as the guard says, though, and move this way. I will keep this barrier around us to keep us safe, but we should get moving.
Yes, thank Nesbar, was it?
Yes.
Extend a hand to her too. I don't think we could have gotten out of that without you.
Oh, I'm actually sure of it. And she chuckles. Now, I've been around a long time, and I'm really dating myself by saying this, but this is not my first encounter with these creatures.
Oh, that sure shows. You look like you knew exactly what to do.
It's not something I'm proud of, but we all have our demons, don't we?
Those were some pretty fine tricks. I sure would like to know them.
Well, takes years and years of practice, but I'm sure I have a book somewhere.
May I ask, what are you?
Yes, dear, a book. One thing Screech loves is a good book.
Loves book.
Really, that's interesting. Quite interesting, yes.
And you guys start moving along, and end up taking you to one of the older, more established taverns that's in town. And the guard sort of shows you around to the back alley of it, and there's an old storage cellar where they normally keep like the casks of wine and things in. And he sort of like looks around and opens it up, and he's like quickly ushering you all in, and you all kind of pour into this area. And as you go in there, you see that there are probably 50, 60 people crammed into this small cellar. And as Nesbar walks in, she sort of stops and looks, and she gives a little smile and nod at the guard, and she walks in with you. And as they go in and close the door, they slide a latch shut, and he's like, "Now, everybody, please try to stay as quiet as possible. We have taken precautions to protect this place, and we're going to ride this out until the morning."
It is quite cold in here.
I apologize. We can't light any fires or anything. Otherwise, we risk drawing the attention of those creatures. And as he says this, he takes off his helmet and he slumps down onto the stairs that you guys came into.
Is it absolutely packed wall to wall here, or is there like any little corner that's somewhat empty?
I mean, there's still there's room to navigate around. It's not like shoulder to shoulder or anything, but you know, there's far more people in there than should be.
Barrel's gonna be looking around for his other genasi that would have come with him.
Okay, you can go ahead and give me a perception check, please, or investigation, depending on how deeply you're looking.
I mean, fairly deeply. He's concerned that, he hasn't seen them.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you guys see Beryl sort of walking off into the crowd.
He doesn't see shit.
Arkin's gonna go and find a corner somewhere, plop down, and start reading through his book. And as people are kind of moving past, he's going to be looking to see if anyone has any like coin pouches dangling from their belts or anything.
Really? Okay. If you're looking intently, go ahead and give me a investigation check. Are you trying to do this stealthily?
Well, I mean, he just kind of looks up every now and then to see.
Okay.
I mean, I could do a stealth roll if necessary.
You didn't, so you're already doing it. So I mean, you're seeing that. I mean, there are a few people that you'd be able to see have like belt pouches on. There's no like dangling sacks of cash or anything within eyesight, but I mean, you are seeing belt pouches, and a few people have like full on like burlap sacks that they're holding on to and bags that they came down with. Some people, it looks like they brought everything that they could within the little bit of time of warning they had to escape, and got nabbed up and brought in here by the city guard. So I mean, yeah, there's plenty of things that you do see.
Okay, he's just gonna sit there, continuing observing and reading through his book, and wait until everyone goes to sleep.
And as you guys are sort of acclimating what's going on, you hear this sort of monotone, friendly voice poking about as this small little robot is going around to people asking if they're injured.
At me.
That's you.
This robot of a familiar name is going around hearing and understanding that he's supposed to be quiet, and so he'll be leaning over, touching them on the shoulder and whispering to them, "Hello, my name is Chaplain. I can help you on your path towards religious enlightenment or provide medical aid." And we'll repeat that same phrase with every person. I assume most of them usher him off, or he sits and mends wounds with bandages as best as he can.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people that have some cuts and scrapes. Give me a medicine check, please.
Sure, as soon as I remember how to do that. Medicine. Aha!
One of the smaller children that you see there is being, swaddled pretty tightly, and the mom's like holding her. And as you get close, she kind of pulls her away. No, we're fine. And you can see that there is blood on this blanket that she's being swaddled with.
Excuse me, miss. It seems that there is blood present. Perhaps you or the child are injured?
We're fine, thank you.
I understand. Please be well. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to keep an eye on them so that I can provide medical aid if one of them falls over.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I am proficient in that. Yay. Oh, Jesus.
Give me another 20, please.
Straight 20.
So as you're walking away, you see the little girl that's being swaddled. She pops out of the blanket a little bit, and she looks to you. And as she does, you notice that she has 2 bite marks on her neck, just in time for the mom to catch that she's out of the blanket and sort of pushes her head back in and wraps her.
Okay. I don't have dark vision, so I'm not seeing the far ends and thus having to get close to anyone. Do have any guard-like people? Is there anyone nearby that looks like they are guards?
Yeah, I mean, you've been in here longer than the rest of the group has, so at some point I'm sure you would have seen some of the guards that are in there helping to defend, yeah.
I'm going to check with 1 or 2 more people, so it's not super obvious, because I have a wisdom score, thank you. And
What's
then
your intelligence score, though?
It's all 14, dude.
That's good. What's your strength score?
8. So I'm gonna walk over to one of the guards and whisper that a child has been bitten by a has bite marks that seem conducive to a vampire. If that is something that we should bear in mind, please do not attack the child. But I would like to have a escort so that I can attempt to provide aid.
He's like, yeah. Just you lead the way and I'll follow.
Okay, I will walk back, and I will kneel down in front of this family, and I will try and persuade her to let me look at the child, telling her that I am aware that there are injuries present that you may not wish for the public to see. Please let me help so that further issues do not arise.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Yeah, I figured. And I'll bomb this one.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
Good bomb. So as you're saying this, and the mother is sort of locking eyes with you, the guard grabs a blanket and pulls it back. And as he does, he yells out, "We have a bitten! We have a bitten!"
Wow.
Beryl would probably beeline over there and like hammer like ready, cocked.
Please
And
be calm.
As Beryl moves in, you see that there are 2 other guards that are making their way in here as well. And the one that came with you, he grabs the little girl by the arm and begins to drag her towards the door.
Please wait. We
Do I
may
see
be able
this?
to help.
Beryl following behind, hammer still ready.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, just because this is funny. With you not being double proficient in it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you would see this at this point. This guard is not making any attempts to do this quietly.
And it's a
Absolutely, just get
child.
this pistol out, aimed at them as they move.
Yeah, it is a child. And the child is screaming, the mother's screaming.
Please desist so that I may investigate the injury.
Screech is running over and she looks as panicked as a bird can look.
She just looks like her icon.
Running over like there's a child in trouble. And just...
Looks like she's smiling.
And the guard sort of like pushes you out of the way, Chaplain. He's like, "No, this one's beyond saving at this point. She goes out there with the rest." And they're still dragging this kid that's screaming.
I'm going to try and stand in the way of the door. I insist. I am a medical practitioner. Please let me.
Beryl would push him out of the way.
Cliff, would I know if
I'm
there's
gonna push
actually
a strength check.
medicine for-
I'm sorry, hold on one second. Beryl is pushing Chaplain or the guard?
Chaplain.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do a strength check, Beryl, and a strength save. Bob, feel free to use athletics or acrobatics if you're feeling...
I actually have a bonus to one of those right now. Hold on. Which one is it? Can I see the nonsense that's been put on me from yeah, because I can't
Yep.
actually. Wait, +5 athletics. I'll take athletics.
Was that you that had that?
Yeah. Nope.
No,
It's Beryl.
it's me.
Beryl has it.
Beryl has it.
Oh, whatever. I'll take that.
I was rolled on.
Oh, wait, no. So, sorry.
This-
This is my fault. Chaplain has acrobatics. Go ahead and do
Okay.
that at a +5, please. I didn't see that all these were fucking rolled. Oh my god. So I am scrolling.
Ooh.
Fuck.
I'm gonna roll my 20 again because that's how this.
Cliff,
So-
would Absol know if there's actually any way to save the child?
Give me religion or arcana, whichever you're better at.
Okay.
Okay.
That good, huh?
Oh.
So you would know, you would have known stories of people that have, cured this curse. But it's not something that just any clergy or, random person on the street could do. That, there's a lot that's entailed of it, and most people die while attempting to cure themselves.
Absol's gonna stand up, look over to where Screech came from, and call out for the gnome. I don't remember her name.
Nesbar.
Nesbar.
Again.
Chestbot.
Everyone, hold up now. Nesbar, come here.
And she sort of like hesitates, like all the eyes turn to her as you say this, and she looks a little uncomfortable. What are you doing?
I know you've been doing this for a while. Do you know, or can you steer this family in a direction to save the child?
And she kind of, her eyes swell up a little bit. I think it's too late for her.
All right. And he looks over at the mom. You don't have to stay here. You could go with your child. You can go try to find help.
They haven't even, she hasn't stopped screaming to even give a second to listen to what you're saying.
He's gonna go walk up to the mom and like put both hands on her shoulder. Like, listen to me. Your child is being taken. I can see that you don't like that. You're causing a scene. You're gonna get everyone in here killed. Go with your child. She's being forced out. You can't stop that, but you can go with her.
And Arkin's positioning himself behind her as he's doing that.
Really?
Beryl would be like, he's close by them, obviously, at this point. He's like ready for this thing to change at any second. And he's just gonna look over at Arkin and be like, first off, no. Second of all, this is not the courts of popular opinion. The child goes.
And as you like try to push the chaplain bot out of the way, much more agile than you assumed he would be, he like catches your hand and sort of dips underneath it, and like he doesn't do anything to like attack back or anything, but he just like plants himself back in the same spot he was at.
Whoa.
Can I make a religion check to know what I would know regarding this cure?
You may.
Well, I don't know shit.
So,
oh my god.
19. Okay.
So, give me a D4, please.
Yay. Oh, that didn't even roll. Go.
So as you're dealing with all this and trying to think of a cure that could possibly happen, you feel this deep anger and almost just emptiness for a moment as you just, in the heat of the moment, cannot recall what you've learned about this. And you suffer 3 points of radiant damage as like your circuits are almost fried from thinking about this and not being able to pull it from memory.
Yay. I'm gonna keep trying to stay in the way of the vacating child.
Absol's still talking to the mother. He's like,
I'm not raising my voice. I am not being violent in any way.
Arkin closes his book, tucks it away, takes off his glasses, tucks it away into his jacket pocket, and his right hand is concealed by his coat, but you think that he's probably reaching for something at this point.
Is anybody actively looking at the crowd, surveying what's going on?
I'm like right in the face of this mother. So I'm not-
Barrel's like hyper focusing on the kid to see if there's like any signs of change.
So with that, I don't think anybody is actively looking at what you're doing, John.
All right. While she is completely distracted, he's going to try and silence her.
And how is he gonna try to silence her?
Quick stab in the back of the neck.
To the
Which
kid
one?
or the mother?
No, the mother who's
Okay.
screaming and making all the noise.
Yeah.
So just so I'm sure we're clear on this, in the middle of a crowded basement full of guard and townfolk, you are going to attempt to assassinate a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll in the character.
What did you
Okay.
just combine Vardrock and Batsu? What's your plan here?
Batsu.
Roll a normal
Oh, God.
or advantage.
Just go ahead and roll an attack roll at advantage.
Yeah, Absol's holding her like on the shoulders.
I mean, that would definitely be a hit. Go ahead and roll damage, please.
Someday John will play a good character.
No, you
So,
won't.
so, as walk me through what you do here. What is your follow up? As you stab this woman in the back of her neck and her body begins to go limp.
He's going to like put a hand around her mouth as he does it and just kind of like guides her gently to the ground. And as he lays her down, he's just going to pull the dagger out and he's going to say, she was going to bring the vampires upon all of us.
Okay, so you're actually making a scene. Give me a persuasion check, please. Because up until you said that, no one really noticed what you did.
Oh, well, I thought you said it was in the middle of the crowd.
Well, it is in the middle of the crowd, but depending on how you played that out, like when you stabbed her and then grabbed her before her body fell, no one really reacted to what was going on yet.
Okay, then I would like to do it stealthily, and then if someone sees, then that's what he will say. Can I do it that way?
Well, you didn't roll it with stealth, so you're just going off of your passive stealth. And with your passive stealth, as I said, no one noticed as you stab and you grab her. At this moment, no one is noticing that you stabbed her. They just think like you're shutting her up.
Okay, if there's no eyes like questioning what I'm doing, then I don't want to say anything.
So what are you doing? You grab her by the mouth. What are you doing?
He's just guiding her down to the ground, and he's just kind of like stroking her hair, like kind of like pushing it over her face so nobody can see. He's just going shh.
Okay, I need a performance check.
Okay. Oh damn! I'm not
God,
proficient.
Sean.
What? You're welcome.
No.
No, Screech is adamant about getting to that child. It's a crying child. You can't not help children.
So as you do that, you just hear someone from behind you like, "Oh my God, she's dead!"
Okay, first off, who's the snitch?
Listen, all of you need to be quiet or we're all going to die. You let that child out there. She's going to be banging on the door trying to get back in. It's best if you, right now.
And as you say that, you see one of the other guards walk up behind Arkin, and it's just standing behind him at this point.
No, they are right. Those things will get us all killed. And he like raises his hammer like even more, like ready to hit the child at any second.
He looks up at the guard. Do you think we stand any chance if any of those things find us in here?
Persuasion, please.
There are tens of people in here in a very small area.
The guard sort of like steps back and he's like nervously like, no. I think if one of those things shows up, we're all dead.
So we need to be quiet. The kid is screaming. We need to stop that.
And Arkin's gonna start slowly dragging this mother out, like behind anything that he can to get her out of view.
Are you trying to take her like towards the exit or just like in a corner somewhere?
In a corner somewhere, out of sight, like behind a bar or anything.
Okay. As you do it, you notice that guard is following you.
Mm-hmm.
Archon, leave the body for the guard. They'll know what to do with it.
I'm gonna head over to the body.
It appears very dead.
Okay.
He
And the
goes,
guard,
"Very well."
the guard sort of bends over and like in your ear, Ark, and he's like, after tonight, I don't want to see you in the city.
He looks up and says, "Sure, that works for me."
He gives you a nod and he sort of walks away. But anytime you peer around, you see that this guard is keeping eyes on you.
He goes back, opens back up his book, takes out his glasses, puts it on, starts reading.
If
Yes.
Please do something about the child.
I missed a spell in another book, can you add ceremony and prepare it? Or add ceremony level 1.
Sure.
It's a ritual that
I
I
gotcha.
want always prepared.
So the other guard, like seeing all this going on, like puts his hand over the mouth of the child and sort of like pulls her close, like tighter than he probably should. Is anyone else going to do anything, or have we all agreed that this needs to happen?
We can push you out too if you like.
You got your hand over that child's mouth. She was bitten. Don't want to do that.
Mm.
As you say that, he sort of pulls his hand away for a second, and she's like, "No!"
Well, she has not turned yet, brother. It should be fine. Of course, I could silence her too if you like.
Girl just watched her mom die. She's not going to be quiet unless
she-
you want to.
Well, she probably didn't know until you just said it.
She makes too much more noise. We're all going to be under basalt.
And as he like, the guard stops and looks at you, and he just walks forward. And Screech, you would notice that the Nesbar at this point is sort of sitting off to the side by herself, just facing away from everything that's going on.
Yeah, Screech will go sit next to her.
She's like, I know, child. I know. It's not what I want, but in this moment, it's not. And she kind of like puts her hands in the back of your head and sort of ruffles your feathers a bit. That child is not my concern. She pulls you in close as the guard is going up to the door and pulls back the latch on it and opens it up a little bit. And he whispers something to the little girl. And with that, he pushes her out the door and slams it shut and locks it. And you just hear her screaming on the other side of this door.
I told you she was going to do that.
While this cacophony is going on, I am finding the body of the woman.
Yeah, it's not hard to find her. She's
Okay.
the dead one.
It does require verbal components, but I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm going to take 10 minutes. Oh, an hour. I'm going to start performing burial rites.
Just for shiggles, go ahead and give me a stealth roll, please. Let's see how quietly you're doing the ceremony.
I feel like it would be covered up somewhat by the screaming outside.
I don't disagree, but this takes an hour, so this is his check for an hour.
How do I have... Oh, I have disadvantage on stealth rolls, right?
You do. So you do your best to keep your voice hushed as you prepare your ceremony rites.
And with this, I pray you to.
And you guys hear like the screaming sort of turn to crying, and then you hear like a shriek, and you hear the sound of feet, and then you do not hear the girl screaming anymore.
Well, it looks like that problem is solved now, isn't it? And Beryl just like smiles and turns away from the door and like just goes and sits back down.
And throughout poking through the people here, Beryl, you have not found any of the other Genasi.
I wonder where all my fellows are.
You monster.
One of the high elves look at you and they're probably dead.
That would be most unfortunate. We really can't lose any more of our people.
Yeah,
Abzel looks over at a guard.
my thoughts
I'm
are
starting-
with you, friend.
I'm starting to get quarried sick.
Next week I'm bringing alcohol, just so you guys know.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're turning this into a drinking game. We are doing shots with every pun.
Oh, y'all gonna get fucked up.
I also work on Wednesdays, but I could there's some wine.
So Absol looks at one of the guards. What?
Like right after the shriek. That didn't have to happen. We could have ended it painlessly.
Listen. I don't want. She could have got away.
As a child,
But it's
she wasn't going anywhere.
but she's one of them.
All right, just know that if you turn, what would you want done for you?
I'm not. I
You don't need
wouldn't
to
let
say
one of those
You
things
don't need
near
to say
me.
anything. Just keep it in your mind. And he goes and sits down next to Archon.
People aren't very good survivors.
That's why we get paid for this.
The Rockman seems to have some form of survival skills. Maybe we should keep him around.
Yeah, kind of hard to bite into a rock, huh?
Yeah. Did you make that as one of his puns? I can see this is going to be troublesome.
I don't know. I like him.
I was thinking we should also keep the little gnome one. At least till I get a look at her book. Let's see what spells she knows. Does that weird bird come along with her?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a pretty big axe. Swings it around well.
She was helping you when you were pounced on.
Yeah.
What about the Warforged over there?
I feel like he has more use to what he's getting from here.
With what we do and some of the missions we've been on have gone sideways, perhaps we can use that.
Yeah. Let's try to get some rest while we can.
I suppose you're right. Closes his book and puts his glasses away. Just kind of positions himself to get some sleep.
And what is Beryl doing?
Mostly still just like looking around in the same spots that he's already looked for his other people. Just seeing if like they're like circling the room like on opposite sides or whatever, like every once in a while changing directions and doing the same thing.
All right. And what is Screech doing?
Sticking with Nesbar, and if Nesbar seems like she's gonna go to sleep, and then Screech will too. Otherwise, she's just gonna stay up as long as she does. Maybe read a book.
And after an hour, Chaplain, you finish your ceremony. What is your after effects from what you're gonna do with the body prep thing?
So the actual ceremony spell itself, cast as ritual, for specifically funeral rites, means she cannot be raised as an undead for 7 days, short of the wish spell. Beyond that, I am going to place her in an appropriate way. I'm going to do a relatively quick scan for any religious symbols on her to apply the appropriate rites for whatever religion she may or may not follow. And after that, I imagine at this point, if someone needs my aid, they'll come to me, and I will stay near the deceased and while staying completely conscious and aware, rest and mildly deactivate.
Well, so you notice for the most part that after you started doing these rites to the body, you notice that a lot of people sort of stayed away from you after that. You'd probably get the impression that they think that in their own ignorance that maybe they're going to catch something from you touching this body.
For reference, I'm immune to disease.
They don't know that.
I'm letting you know because it's not on my sheet.
Vampire Warforge.
Vamp Forge.
I want to suck your blood.
But
No thanks.
mostly I'm picking to stay near the body overnight to make sure no one defiles it further. Because while I
What
sleep...
kind of place do you think this is?
Ricar's not there.
A place where mothers are murdered.
Fair.
As they throw the child out the fucking airlock. During my sleep, I am completely aware, can still make perception checks, yada yada.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't actually
Don't
sleep.
even blink.
They just go into rest mode.
So it's like hibernate, but I have wake mode active.
But his eyes are open the whole time.
I imagine I don't even have eyelids, so it just...
Just like Jake.
C-3PO.
So, you all eventually go to sleep, and no sooner than you closing your eyes, it feels like, you hear on the outside door. Chaffers, you in there? The coast is clear. The sun is up. And you see the guard that was standing by the door all night, the one that had thrown the child out. He doesn't look like he got any sleep. And he's like, thank you. And he reaches up and unhinges it, and he just peeks for a second. And as he does, just that little crack in the door spreads, an infinite amount of light, it feels like, into the room. And as he pushes it open and the light spills in, you guys can clearly see that it is daylight out. And people start funneling out the door.
Ah, yes, good, the light.
You have fun at night, or you actually get some sleep?
Oh, I was able to get some rest.
Seen you looking for your friends. Any luck?
Not yet, but I remain vigilant. Yes.
Crown, vanilla. I feel like
Where are we all headed?
Well, I will probably be asking around if there's any other hiding places that they could have been in, but
Leave no stone unturned.
I shall not.
Not help him.
My fears shall not be eroded away until I find them.
So, we're gonna help you find your people?
If you would be willing to help, that would be most appreciated.
Are there lost individuals?
Yes, my companions that came to this town with me. We came to trade our goods and our ores. Hopefully our cart has survived. I can't imagine there would be much in there of much use to these creatures, but
No, there wasn't.
and how do you know this, friend?
We secured it.
Yeah.
It looked a little torn up after the fight.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, okay.
And
Well,
as we're having this conversation, Screech, you notice that Beryl has this pendant on with these two bright blue gemstones, and with the light coming in from the sun, it's shimmering off of it every time he turns and sways and emotes. And every time it does, the light gleaming off of that catches your eye.
Screech is just like not hiding the fact that she's just staring openly at it, just bug-eyed stare at this shiny thing.
Oh, do you like my pendant?
Like pendant, said back to you in your voice.
He just looks dead at Screech and goes, "Ah, yes, this pendant is made from my father's eyes."
Your father's eyes?
Yes.
Screech looks like cocks her head and looks kind of concerned.
Were they embalmed?
Embalmed. I'm sorry, my good Sir Warforged, but if you had not realized that I am made of rock, that would be quite difficult. However, my people, we pass down knowledge and power to our descendants via the concentrated life force within their eyes when they die.
And how valuable are said eyes?
Valuable enough that
Flips over and stares at him. And she's like,
if anyone were to lose their family member's pendant, I would dare say that they have lost the marbles.
I love this new campaign. Fantastic.
Insert the fucking Kanye gif. Just him.
This campaign is not very audio friendly. Because there's a lot of moments of us being dead silent and staring in shame.
They'll understand.
They'll get it.
What about your grandfathers and his father? Do those just go with you to the grave? Do you only keep your father's eyes, or?
Oh well, once one generation has become deceased, the prior loses its power. There is only the previous generation
No, you have the stream
power
open
remaining.
somewhere.
Thank you.
Well, That's the first I'm hearing of any of that. It's pretty interesting.
But I will, however, defend these to the death.
So if we find your friends and they are dead, they don't longer need their eyes, and if they don't have descendants, then they're free game then, correct?
No. They shall be returned to Camp Istone.
I will make certain of it.
I will do that myself, but thank you.
I would love to help you with that.
Can I make an insight check on this motherfucker?
Sure can.
I would be happy to have you follow along, but my people are not terribly kind of others in our camp.
You wouldn't make a deception check to his insight because you're not actively trying to deceive Chaplin.
Ah, gotcha.
So do I know?
So I can't say that you know, as you're kind of naive. But you definitely get the sense that he is not being wholly truthful in his concerns for your friend's people.
Excuse me, sir. You have expressed an interest in these objects that do not belong to you. Is there a reason that you pay special attention to them?
Well, it was the topic of conversation. I'm learning. Is there anything wrong with learning?
Learning is acceptable.
All right. Good. Glad we agree.
I think we can all agree that objects of sentimental value are interesting enough to talk about, wonder about.
And then just for my own sanity here, are you guys walking and talking, or are you guys still in the basement?
No, we're
Sounds
walking and
wondering.
talking.
Okay.
No, we're walking through the streets trying to find the other party members, or what might remain of them.
Nesbar, what are you and Screech
Chessbot.
doing around town?
Well, I own a bookstore, and I watch after Screech here.
Is that where we seen you run out of last night?
Oh, yes, if you were there, that's my shop.
Screech is just nodding enthusiastically along with everything Nesbar's saying. Just like, yeah!
I see why she likes books.
Well, her liking of books came long before we crossed paths. But I definitely feel that I have been a positive influence in that world.
Screech just nods and repeats, positive influence. Books.
And as you guys make your way through the town, she stops in front of this old Gothic frame building, and she sort of looks up, and if your guys' eyes travel with hers, you see this wooden sign with a large open book on it. And this is me here. If you all need anything, feel free to drop in before you leave. But I have a few things I need to tend to.
If you are preparing to enter your abode, I would ask that you do so with a group, as it may not be safe.
Oh. I've made sure that this place is safe. And she just gives you a soft smile. Screech, if you would, escort them out of the town and make sure that they make it safely to the wagon. And I will make sure that everything is tidied up by the time you get back.
Screech just nods and, like, pulls her axe out and just kind of like nods again before she turns and faces the group, and she's like, "I go?" In 2 different voices.
And you guys see Nesbar, she sort of, she puts her hand on the door in a certain way, opposite of where the handle is, and then you see her open the door, and she walks in and closes the door behind her.
As we're going, Beryl would have Divine Sense, going to see if there's any remaining undead that are like tucked away wherever they're looking.
Go ahead and read me Divine Sense, please.
The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your next turn, which is why I'm a little about it. You know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity.
You do not sense any.
Okay. Does Nesbar's house sense as any divine?
You definitely get a you can't determine exactly from which, but you definitely get a divine sense from the house, especially when the door opens. You sort of feel that energy pour out.
Okay.
And then as it closes, it's almost like it's gone, like something's preventing it from being radiating through. And as that happens, Bob, give me a D4, please.
Yeah. Oh, boo. Fuck.
As that happens and you get that sense of energy, you sort of see the robot react for a moment, and you just get this wave of radiance that rushes over him as he takes 4 points of radiant damage. And he sort of just plays it off.
Well, quite shocking for somebody of your apparently holy nature. Interesting.
What's my damage total at?
Just 4. You guys had to rest.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Actually, just to make sure, let me do it this way. Boop. There you go.
Like pats the Warforge on the back. You don't gotta be so skittish, friend. We got Screech here to protect us now.
I appreciate your
Protect!
concern. Thank you, Screech. I do not know who all of you are. I am following simply for safety and to help offer protection to the common public.
My name is Beryl.
Hello, Beryl. I am Chaplain.
Hello.
I can assist you on your path towards religious enlightenment or provide medical aid.
Yes, I believe I heard you say that within the cellar.
And
And
the rest of you?
hold out an arm and, hey, I'm Absol.
Greetings. Very not exciting handshake, like he doesn't do it often and doesn't put enough force into it.
Like pulling a lever. All right.
Yeah.
Wrong lever.
It's like, I've seen this done.
Arkan's just still walking and flipping through his book. You can call me Arkan.
Hello, Arkan. It is good to meet you.
Screech looks back at Chaplin, and then his voice goes, "I am," and then she lets out this blood-curdling screech and then stops and just smiles, like as much as a beak can allow.
Well, hello.
Ah!
It is-
I wasn't gonna actually do it. We have neighbors.
I don't think there's any need for that.
that is what she introduced herself as. It is proper respect to call someone by their own name.
Of course it is.
Perhaps
Damn it,
she
Jake!
has a nickname.
I mean, you guys would have all heard Nesbar call her Screech many times.
Nesvar called you Screech. Are you okay with Screech? Please tell me you're okay with Screech.
It just nods. Okay, with Screech, repeat it back to you in your voice.
Then Screech it is.
Also, for the record, recant backtrack. So when you do your divine sense, you would also get a sort of slight abyssal reading from Arkin and Absol.
Motherfuckers.
Which it would make sense given Tiefling is, of tainted blood, if you will. But coming off of Arkin is a little bit more of a shock than...
Absol?
Or, I'm sorry, Absol than Arkin, yeah.
Okay. He wouldn't probably let off that he sensed anything off about them, but definitely would keep an extra eye on them.
Well,
And as you guys make your way over to the town, or the city exit where the gate is, you hear a voice off in the distance. Tiefling, remember what I said. As you see the guard from last night, sort of keeping a little pace behind you all.
Is there?
I assure you, you will not see me. And then he turns around and keeps walking.
What were you going to say, Bob?
I was going to ask him if there was some wisdom that he should be sharing. But the interruption was good, and I let it alone.
Okay. So you guys walk out, and down the path slightly, you can see where the wagon was that you guys were defending and everything. And at this point, the wagon is turned to its side, and all of its contents are sort of spilled out.
Oh, shit.
Is that a rock?
Yeah, you're seeing just like the raw ore has sort of spilled out, and the cart itself is tipped over.
I guess sometimes we all fall on hard times.
Is that what happens when your people bleed?
Wait, what was
He's
the...
pointing to the rocks and he says, is that what happens?
No. Bleed? No. Sometimes we lose a little bit of ourselves, but it's just a chip off the old shoulder. It's not that big of a deal.
Can I medicine check to know how he bleeds?
Sure.
Not a clue.
You'd think that he just chips away.
Screech is gonna go, see if she can right the wagon and put it back up the right way.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Strength check. That was not a good one.
Beryl would also be trying to help with that.
Perhaps
Alright.
I may be of assistance.
Go ahead and give me another one. We'll do it at advantage. You don't have to roll this one at advantage. Just roll a regular strength check.
Hey,
There you go.
Aha!
Yeah, so you guys all are able to put the cart back upright and, begin picking up the ore and putting it in there. And you see that this ore is really heavy. Like, it's very, very dense ore. Much to Arkin's dismay.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that we'd run into your friends here. Is there no word from them?
I'm sorry, we're saying something. I get distracted.
Motherfucker.
Sorry. I got another
word
message.
No word from your friends?
I mean, Barrel would like have looked in the cart to see if there was any note or anything that they would have left, but
Nothing.
no, there's nothing here. They just knocked over the cart, dicks. But shall continue on. The sun shines another day on the side of the mountain. That's what I always say.
Any of you got any kind of tracking skills? Any of you good with the wilderness? Maybe we can see some kind of footprints or path that they ran off on.
I can certainly try. I know the pathway, at least to the mountain's home, quite well.
Perhaps they may be of aid. Chaplain walks over to Beryl and looks through my spell list and expands the spell list because I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all canon too. He opens up the book and it's like.
and I touch my hand to you and say a brief word, step back, and then nod and let you proceed. You should roll an extra d4 with whatever you do. Ability check.
Hooray!
So whoever's doing it, you can go ahead and roll a survival check with and then an additional d4 after.
It did it automatically.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Disregard that.
So you start heading off in the direction that you saw their little skirmish before everything got too crazy. And you start following the path down towards the southeast, like the way that you guys came from. And as you move further away, you start coming across these areas where there are, like, piles of bodies.
Well, that's not good.
Can I investigate the bodies to see how they died?
Yeah. Yeah.
Medicine?
Yeah, you can either do investigation or medicine.
The one I'm proficient in, please. Fuck.
Good job.
They died in death.
They died very bloody. It looks like they were torn apart by a wild animal or something. And the way that they're stacked up almost seems like ritualistic.
Delicious.
What do you make of this, Chaplain?
I am uncertain. I am not normally used to death in this quantity.
Check in their pockets.
Sure, a monster.
What?
I mean, they're already dead. They don't need it, I suppose.
This guy gets it.
I mean, that pile being together like that seems a little weird to me, but could chalk it up to something weird in the woods.
Excuse me, Arkin, I believe it is. Do you ascribe to a specific deity?
Oh, no, not me.
If you would like to change that, please let me know.
I will definitely not be doing that, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Seeing Arkin start going through the bodies, Screech is gonna copy, because reasons.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check as well, please.
Oh.
So, Screech, you don't really find anything. You find a couple coins that sort of hold your attention. It doesn't appear like these bodies have been searched. It's just the people that are here don't really seem like they have that much wealth to them. Arkin, through searching through one of the jackets of one of the people, you feel what feels like a gemstone that is like wrapped in some sort of a cloth. And as you pull it out and open it, you see that there is this fine diamond. And as you pull back the final piece of the cloth, it just crumbles in your hand.
And Beryl looks over and she's like, Frank, no! Oh, wait, sorry. Not my people. Normal rock.
Well,
Quite a common mistake. My apologies.
if this was one of your people's eyes, I think they were blind. And then he just blows away.
None of these here are your people, are they? And he's like moving arms and shit.
Do any of them look Genasi at all?
Nope. All the ones you see here are elves.
Okay. I'll bear it back. Give me 1 second.
How many bodies are we talking?
There are 3 separate piles, and each one has 3 to 4 bodies stacked up.
So 9 to 12 bodies. I don't have enough time in the day.
I'm gonna open one of them's mouth. Any fangs?
Give me an investigation check.
Wash your damn hands.
Sorry.
As you open up the first one's mouth, you see that its teeth have been removed.
Someone beat me to it. He
What?
pulls out this rag from his pocket and wipes his hand clean and puts it back in.
You do have a strange obsession with teeth, sir.
Yeah, you could say that. If you find any fangs, let me know.
Will do. I mean, it is my charge to put down the evil, so I see no harm in providing those to you.
Me and my brother are in the same profession, so to say.
And what's that?
Putting down evil.
Give me a persuasion check or a deception check on that one.
It's both the same.
You could try to challenge it with insight or perception.
Can my passive insight beat that?
Does it?
Jesus.
10 plus. Passive is just 10 plus bonus, right? Because mine would be 14.
Yeah, if it's 10 plus anything.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
I don't know if I'm allowed to roll or not.
oh yeah, I mean anybody that's there, if you're actively partaking in this conversation.
God damn everyone.
Yeah. So you guys really get the feeling that he is not telling the truth about that being his profession.
How about you?
Got a screech too?
I'm dumb as fuck. Come on.
Something you wish to confess, I am happy to help.
I don't quite believe you, and seeing as how your mate here seems to be a fan of sliding his hands around in places that they shouldn't be.
Such as where?
I mean, I have not seen your hands but a few times. I can only imagine.
Well, that's awfully presumptuous.
I've only known those to be of the shady nature to do such things, so I apologize if I presume that.
Shady
what to know.
nature. I came across some bodies that perhaps had things that we might need in our desperate situation, which clearly they will no longer need. That makes me shady?
Persuasion check, please.
That particular instance, no, but
You could try to challenge it with a charisma save, but I would say if you do try to challenge it, you do it at disadvantage.
I'm not gonna bother.
That seems reasonable.
It's okay. I know what my appearance looks like. People have assumed things about me my whole life. It's fine.
It is not based on your appearance. My people just do not tend to trust outsiders. I'm simply walking with you all to try to find my party, because it seems there's evil afoot here that I would rather not be caught alone with.
Yes, and we've come to help you, and you called me shady.
Please do bear in mind that evil is a subjective term.
Shady does not inherently mean bad. It just means you are quiet with your emotions.
Shouldn't we all be in a town full of vampires?
You're not wrong.
Good. Glad we understand each other.
Just stay in the light, and the light will be with you. That's what I always say.
And in that exact moment, completely headstrong, brazen, not a doubt in his mind, what does Beryl do next? You're looking for your fallen comrades. You come across the bodies, not of them, but in general. Like, what is his next move? Like, the next thing he knows that he has to do.
I mean, he's just gonna start heading back towards Camp Easton. Really, if his party members weren't there, they would have set up a contingency plan to go home. So he's gonna head back home. That's what I always say, and he just like turns around like straight on his heel and like turns his head at the very last second, and then just keeps going.
Very strange.
Melissa,
Don't assume you're going. Don't assume you're heading off by yourself, are you?
No, I assumed you all were going with me. That's what you just said.
Right. You mind?
It's like I said before.
Kind of shakes her head and points back towards the city and goes, Nesbar.
I'll tell you what, Screech, you help me find me mates, and I'll take you home after. Deal?
Deal?
I'll even throw in a shiny coin for you.
Deal? She's just repeating that back to you in your voice, but louder the second time.
So
Deal.
where are we headed?
Well, we headed for those mountains where the sun does shine all the time. That's what I always say.
You indeed always say it.
You mind if we make a pit stop on the way there then?
Pit stop to where?
Me and my brother's little makeshift house. We're set up in Durentius. It's on the way. Shouldn't be too much trouble.
Would Beryl know where this place is, Cliff?
Just given the amount of times that you've made this trip, I would assume that you've heard of it at some point, yeah.
Okay.
It's a little encampment, just shy of being big enough to be considered like a town.
It looking at the map, it's not directly on the way, it's a little bit of a detour.
No, because you got to figure, like, if you're looking at the path underneath Al in Falmore, you got to go down that path.
Oh, okay.
And then around to get to Camp Easton, so.
Oh, I guess, yeah, my thought would be they would go over the mountains, but that's fine. That works too.
You might go over the mountains. We're not.
They're
Alright.
soft and squishy.
Well, seeing as how I can't expect you all to make the trek go over the mountain, I guess we'll have to go around. So that seems just fine.
Don't suppose you have anything to pull this wagon, do you? Or is that usually a physical
Picks
thing?
up the reins of it and just starts moving.
So Screech will probably help him if she can at all.
Yeah,
Arkin's gonna hop in the back.
John is just doing everything he can to make his character dislikable.
I can't say I would.
He like looks back, sees Arkin on top of the cart, and just looks over at Screech and says, like, kind of quietly,
I can't say I'm surprised, and just keeps going.
Screech makes this sound that might be a laugh.
Gonna walk along up front with Beryl flipping through a prayer book.
It's a book.
It is a book.
Absol's walking ahead in front of everyone, like looking down the path.
And you guys walk for a short while, and you guys find yourself just outside of this little makeshift town. There are some actual physical standing buildings, but there's also some tents and lean-tos that have been built up. And as you guys approach, you just hear this gruff voice sort of come out. Arkin, Absol, you boys made it.
Yeah, where you at, Quill?
Oh, he runs up. He runs up and he just puts his hands on your shoulders, and he's like, "Oh, I knew you boys could take care of yourselves, but you had me scared there."
Yeah, the place got overrun, but we made it. That's what matters.
And he kind of stops for a second and he shifts his eyes over. And who are your friends?
Been tagging along with them, heading over to Camp Easton, down the road, looking for the Genasi's friends. Got in a little trouble at Falmore, so we can't really go there for a little while. And he like peers over at
Like, as
Arkin.
you say that, he turns and looks at Arkin.
Both of us just look at you.
What?
I mean, he did the right thing. The guards there were a little squeamish around blood, I guess.
We did what we had to do to survive. The screaming woman was going to bring down every vampire in the area on top of us, and I fixed it.
They
Alright.
proved quite useful. They really proved their salt out there.
He's like, he starts to say something and he's like,
Yes, that one does that.
Arkin, how many times do I gotta tell you, let your brother do the talking?
I didn't say anything.
Did you guys get any dental work done while you were there?
He pulls out the two that he got from the weird looking one, and he hands them over.
Excellent, excellent.
You have teeth that are in pain. I may be able to provide basic assistance.
And he kind of smiles at you, and as you see this big smile on this dwarven mug and one gold tooth to the side. How rude of me. Quell Blackbeard, here at your service. You guys all must be tired after this travel and after all of the things that happened last night, so please, 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 won't you come make yourselves welcome here.
I appreciate your hospitality.
Screech just kind of like looks over at Beryl to see what he's doing.
Ah, well, yes. Thank you. Is there somewhere I can place my cart where it will be safe?
Oh, yeah. Arkin, why don't you get some of the boys to help bring the cart around so we can make sure it's nice and safe?
Absolutely. I know just the crew for this. He gestures you over and starts walking in the direction.
All right, you all can follow me here. A long night like this, I'm sure you all could have a little bit of a drink right now, right?
Oh, I would love that.
I don't drink, but I will have some water. Thank you.
Oh, we have plenty of water here. Does your pet there need anything? He sort of points at Screech.
Screech just narrows her eyes and growls.
She is not my pet, but I would watch your hands. Quite mouthy, this one. I'm not sure. Also, cover your ears if she begins to open. And he just like looks a little like taken aback, like not trying to offend, but still not quite certain.
Screech looks over and in Nesbar's voice just says, rude.
He's like,
I
oh
meant
no.
no offense. I am simply stating that last time you opened your mouth wide, my head hurt quite a lot.
Do you need assistance?
No, Chaplain. I'm good. I appreciate your diligence to helping.
And he's like, I have to be honest with you. Durentius doesn't see a lot of religion nowadays, so you may be a welcome sight here. And he kind of like puts his hand around you, and he's like kind of separating you from the group, like ushering you towards the town itself.
I would be happy to provide a sermon, and I go off willingly.
Yeah. And you see Arkin comes back with 3 other people, and they grab the cart and start wheeling it towards. And everybody is moving in the same direction right now. Yes, you guys. I know last night was a little bit much, but we have dealt with these creatures before, and you guys are safe within the city here. If you guys need to stay anything, there's the tavern here, best food, and all of Ozo is here. The beds are shite, but the food's good and makes up for it, I promise. And he's like walked you past all these different areas, and he's naming things off. And this is the bathing hole. If you guys need to clean yourselves at all. And he kind of looks back at Screech. Just consider it a little bird bath. And he's doing his best to try to not be offensive, but he's not good at that.
Am I still in the range?
Oh, yeah.
I would appreciate the bathing facilities. It has been a few days.
Oh, by all means, you're free to use it as long as it's clear. And finally, he comes to the end area there where there's the nicest looking house in this area that you've passed through. And he's like, and this is my residence right here. If you guys need anything at all, just let me know. Before you guys head out, just let me know and I'll have the boys bring your wagon back around.
I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I believe it'll be returned, but empty.
Yeah.
I believe that both of you probably would believe it given the current situations, because he has definitely played your religion card and got you all good, and fucking Barrel's just naive, and it just looks like people are being helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure what Screech would believe, because she's dumb as fuck, but she's also been a criminal.
Give me an insight check.
But does Screech know that she's a criminal? That's the real question.
Screech knew that she was a criminal. Let's see what I can do with my whole +1. 9.
Yeah, nothing really, nothing stands out as being super unordinary about what's going on right now.
Okay.
So the important question, do I
Yep.
get to preach?
Yeah, you can preach all you want.
What's the mix of races present?
Durentius actually has a nice mixing pot of different races. I mean, you've seen some dwarves, you've seen some halflings. Surprisingly, the thing that you see the fewest of here are elves.
Interesting. Fortunately, I'm assuming that I've heard sufficient omni-faith sermons that I can just spout one off.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you're not picking up any distinct religious vibe or any specific deity that these people worship or anything. So yeah, you could just start going with, like, I would almost assume like you would start somewhere to try to feel how people are reacting to it, and if it doesn't really catch on, switch to another one, and
And
Just like
next
as he
time.
goes, just like a different part of his chest lights up.
yeah, and then like eventually like you say something that perks someone's attention, and you're like, all right, that's the one.
I'm sure I'm converting no one, but I can hope.
So what is your plan? Are you planning on bathing first? Are you planning on...
Well, religion calls. These people need a sermon. So that's first. Later in the day, when things calm down, I will go and polish up some armor and so on.
Okay. Give me a performance check, please.
That's gonna fail.
Oh no!
They hate me.
So I mean, a few people are polite and actually listen. But for the most part, you kind of get a dismissive response, almost like Arkin did when you were talking to him about it. You're all like kind of walking up like, have you heard about? And they're like, oh, no. But a few people, in light of the situations that happened last night, you know, they're looking for answers that they don't have. So you do catch some ears of people that are hoping that you're going to be able to provide the answers that they're looking for.
That's fair, and I like that you pull the environmental effects in.
Beryl, what are you up to?
So while Chaplin's off doing this, he's also going to go find the bathing area, and like he's just gonna step his feet in, but being made of like rock and sediment and everything, I assume is like as soon as he steps in, there's just this cloud of dust that fills the water.
Well, I mean, so as you approach the watering hole is there's a tiny brook that's running off the north side of the camp, and it's actually a natural barrier that they use to separate the woods from where they built their camp. And you see that there's this like little man-made area where people have dug out this little channel to the side, and there's this like natural flow of water, but as you get further away from the source of the brook towards like where the watering hole is, the water is very murky and brown, whether it be from the dirt and sediment or from whatever. So like as you step into it, you really don't notice any crazy change or anything. I mean, it's just water to you.
Okay. Okay, that threw off my idea. He's after like just like kind of getting his feet wet a little bit to just kind of like soothe the stresses of walking and everything. He's probably gonna try to look around the camp to see if he sees any other Genasi there.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Man, he real bad at that. Wait, hold on. Wait, why does that? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing.
All right. Arkin and Absol, what are you two up to? Because I'm assuming you're up to no good together, so.
Hey.
Why don't you go and talk to Mom? I'm gonna have a little chat with Quell about what happened last night.
Fair enough. If she's going to ask about you, you know that.
I'll be in there in a little bit.
All right. He heads off to Mom's house.
And Absol, what are you doing?
First, he's gonna go get a drink, then sit down with Quell and watch this Warforged try to preach to everyone.
Popcorn.
He sits down like to Quell and he's like, "So, what in the hell happened last night?"
I don't know. I've never seen that many of them in one location. And the ferocity, they were stronger than normal.
Right, the one whose teeth I gave you came off of some hunched over, running on all fours, weird looking creature. Wasn't no typical vampire.
No, we noticed that too. They were far more feral last night, and whatever it is, it's getting worse. I think that we need to have the talk about packing our shit up and getting out of Ozo.
As soon as we get enough money. Do you have any more jobs? We're heading to Camp Aston. Anything that way?
You think there's anything that we can gather from there?
Not as much as I put together.
What about
Archon still checking the pockets and belongings of every person we pass by, but we haven't gotten shit.
Well, I don't think that last night was really conducive towards pickpocketing. But after the job last night falling through, that's the one that I was hoping for. That would have been the money we needed. I still can't believe that little shit set us up.
Yeah, hopefully these guys here with us are more on the up and up, willing to help out.
Well, I made sure that he won't be double-crossing anybody anymore. And he sort of looks side to side, and he reaches in his pocket and pulls out this handkerchief, and he hands it to you.
He's gonna put his picture down on the floor, and as he does, he like opens up the handkerchief and looks at it.
And you see that there's a tongue in it.
He hands it back to him. Well, some bitch gets.
I told you that I'm not going to let anything happen to you boys. So this one's on me. I take responsibility for this.
Well, I don't know how long we're gonna be staying here, but as soon as we can, we're heading out. So if you find out about any jobs or anything, just let me know.
Keep an eye on those strangers you brought into town here. See if they can be of any use to us.
I will. Bird has a friend that kept us all safe somehow.
And how'd she do that?
Some weird area light thing. I don't know. They couldn't get through it.
Interesting. I'm sure your brother took interest to that.
Yeah, he's eyeballing the book that she had. I don't know if he got a chance to look at it.
Well, if she's that powerful, I'm glad he didn't try anything stupid. I know his wants tend to get the best of him.
He's smarter than that. He knows when to not try anything.
Yeah. That's what you keep telling me, but that's definitely not what I keep seeing.
He stands up and like pats him on the back, rubs his shoulder. I'm gonna go check on Mom now.
Give her my regards.
And he walks over to the house.
What is Screech doing during all this?
Kind of milling around, but when she notices people start like disappearing and going into other houses. She's just starting to like panic because she doesn't know where to go, and no one's told her what to do.
Like Melissa.
Shut up.
Would you like to hear the word of Bob?
No. She might actually stick to Chaplin's side just because she recognizes him and doesn't know what else to do.
Also, Chaplin has very shiny eyes.
Don't pluck him out.
I'm not gonna pluck him out. I'm not a murderer.
Wait.
So, Arkin. So,
Sent you a message too, real quick.
alright, cool. So you make your way through and head over to
You forget.
So you make your way to the house, and as you walk in, you see your mother in bed, per usual.
As he's walking in, he's just like putting his glasses and his book away, and he's straightening out his jacket and his hair, and Mom, you okay in there?
Oh, hi, baby. Yeah, I'm doing better today.
And he like goes over and he's like getting her some fresh water and everything and bringing it over and sitting on the bed and handing it to her.
You keeping your brother out of trouble?
Usually you tell me that he's the one that's supposed to keep me out of trouble.
I expect you boys to look after each other.
Oh, of course. He'll be along shortly. He just needed to take care of some business.
What happened last night? I heard so many noises.
Oh, nothing you need to worry about. He like kind of like helps her sit up to drink some water.
Thank you.
Just glad that everything's okay around here. We were very worried.
Don't lie to me. I know it's getting more dangerous.
Yes, but we're gonna get you out of here, like we promised. Just a few more things that Levi is going to arrange, and then we should have enough gold when we get you out of Ozo and to that nice beachfront property with no worries in the world, like we promised.
It sounds nice. Away from the cold. It's so cold here.
Yeah, not much of a fan myself. Have you been taking the potions and medicines that the healer gave you?
Yes, baby, yes.
Is it feeling any better at all?
She kind of looks at you with this forced smile.
Today is a good day.
And like as he's looking, he's trying to look stern and everything and look like everything's okay, but like there's a tear rolling out of his eye and everything just looking at her.
So, what is your plan?
Well, it seems that we're heading to Camp Aston, and we're helping some new friends with finding some lost loved ones.
How charming of a tale.
What do you mean?
So, your friends are missing their loved ones, and you are going to help?
Well, our last crew got killed trying to do that job, and there's a lot of potential with these new people, and figured, there's not much help left here in Durentius, so maybe this is a new opportunity.
I already told Quell that if anything happens to you boys, with my last dying breath, I will kill him.
Oh, don't you worry about that. He takes care of us really well. You just worry about getting your rest and get your strength back.
Yeah. I worry about you boys leaving. I don't have the best track record with the men in my life staying around.
We don't need to bring him up. But it's fine. We won't be long. I promise. We're going to go there. We're going to get whatever job done that Levi finds, and we'll be right back. And then if everything works as planned, we'll be packing up and getting the hell out of here.
I'd like that.
In fact, I think I hear him coming now.
And she just looks over at the door, waiting for someone to walk in.
A little few knocks before he walks in. And he comes, sits down, takes off his hat, his coat, lays it down. So, last night was pretty good. We making some progress, Mom.
Levi, my boy, you always were such a charmer.
She kind of like puts her hand on your face and gives you a little smile.
So, how
We're
long?
we're not staying too long this time. We get going pretty soon.
Yes, that's what your brother said, was you had some friends to help find loved ones. And how long?
We ain't all bad.
She gives you a smile.
How long are you going to be gone this time?
That depends on if we find them. Quill gets us another job over there. How long that turns out. Can't really travel during the nights, so I don't know. Day or two, 3 tops.
Well, be safe. Look after each other.
And he gets up, hugs her, kisses her on the forehead. We'll be back.
Don't worry, I'll keep him out of trouble.
And as you guys are walking out, she's like,
Talius.
Yes, Mom?
Make sure you stay out of trouble.
I will, Mom. Promise. Automatic fail on this deception.
and she just lays back in bed and pulls the covers up and just rolls over and faces the wall.
Really, John?
Really? Come on.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Let's go see what our friends are doing.
Yes, I guess it's time to put back on this accent.
Oh, did his accent change?
You didn't think it was a little weird that he had like a Transylvanian accent and his brother's a fucking Western accent? Like, what the hell is up with that?
Do they look related? Because they don't look related.
No, they don't look related.
You guys are being very judgmental right now.
Yeah.
Just because he is purple with wings and he is a human doesn't mean that they can't be.
I want to have a Western. sorry, Western.
It's high noon somewhere. So as you guys walk out, you see Sermon Bot over here talking with this small congregation of people next to him.
Not amusing anyone.
No. You definitely have you have a small handful of people's attention.
You have Screech's half-hearted attention. She doesn't want to be alone.
There's that.
We'll grab a drink and sit behind the crowd and continue to watch until everyone's ready to go.
And thusly, the goddess of Lathander, renewal and agriculture or something, shall bring you to peace.
Or something.
I was about to say, Bob, if you actually have a sermon written up.
No,
listen,
I'm
pun boy.
You're right.
Oh my god.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Arkin steps up. And what did this goddess do for those who perished last night? Where was her peace then?
Well, so I fucked up on some god names, but bear with me. Lathander is the god of birth and renewal. Perhaps this is the beginning of a unified nation. Perhaps it is the beginning of new friendships. We can grow stronger through our...
Yes. The gods work in mysterious ways, right?
There are many gods, and it may be that the one you are praying to is not the one that is working at the moment.
Oh, okay. So if you all die, it's because you were praying to the wrong god. So make sure you get the right one.
And like as you say that, Quell walks up. He's like, "No, everybody, let's keep things a little bit more civil here for our friends." And he's just like grimming you.
He's like, you know, this is bullshit.
Listen. Let him. Look at everybody that is gathered around here. They are finding some bit of hope in this situation. I don't need you shitting all over it. Go get a drink or something.
Fine. And he storms off to go get a drink.
Paul looks at you and he's like, "I told you. You do the talking."
He takes a big swig of his drink. He's like, I need a break every now and then. Raises his drink. He's like, continue.
Yes. Friends. No, sorry about that outburst. Chaplain, that was your name, right?
Indeed.
Please continue.
Picking a different god, what do you want? Then I'm going to continue on to Eldath, the goddess of peace. Perhaps you can find solace and comfort in
And like every new one that he talks about, you see another glyph light up on his chest, and as he goes to another one, a different glyph lights up. So Screech is seeing a bunch of flashing lights.
Eyes are wide.
I'm just bug-eyed and staring, and then just like leaning closer. Not really listening, but just like...
And Quell's like, Chaplain, I think that this calls for some communion wine.
I appreciate that you practice that right. May I assist?
Oh, by all means.
I don't actually have anything to.
Well, that's a bad way to start off a friendship.
No. I was thinking to the other thing where I had wine in me, but I don't in this setup. So I open up a prayer book to words said before communion and offer a few words.
Yeah. And
Please tell me you have a nipple wine dispenser. That would be great.
My God.
Everyone, suckle on my teeth.
Holy teat.
Just one. Just the left teeth.
The right one, that's not communion wine.
Yeah.
That's the other kind of wine.
I don't want to be in this campaign anymore. I would not be in heaven.
Perhaps
So,
got her own
is
wine.
being prepared. I can assist.
so as he says that, he kind of like raises his hand up and he kind of beckons out. And the three people that you've seen that had Barrel's cart come out holding this big barrel of wine. And they set it up on the table and knock the plunge out of it, and they start just like it just starts spilling out onto the ground, and they're like grabbing chalices and cups and everything they can, and they're filling them up with this wine.
I'm going to be a little taken aback at that. That is not how you treat ceremonial wine.
Is he gonna say anything though?
No, he's just going to and respects their way of doing things.
He's like, please excuse the boys. We're a little bit off the collar from how they operate in the cities.
I understand.
Absolutely.
Thank
Leans over, fills up his, and he goes back.
Everyone, please.
And I assume to have a little communion cup in me somewhere.
Oh, sure.
Okay. If nothing else, like a vial or something from the alchemy kit. So I open my torso drawer and a bunch of like plants and mushrooms and vials and shit are there. I reach in, grab a tiny little shot glass and fill it up and wait for everybody else to drink before I join.
Everybody was not waiting for you to wait for them, so that's
correct.
Perfect.
But I look around. Oh, I see, and then I drink.
Arkin's drinking his cup of water and he's just shaking his head judgingly.
Literally just the shot glass is all I have, though, as far as volume.
Quell's like, Arkin, you're not gonna partake in communion?
I'm good.
This is for a special celebration. Don't be rude now.
He may practice religion in a different way than you. You must be respectful of it.
You have no idea.
He puts his cup down, walks over.
And Barrel was the name, right?
Yes. Hello.
Do you wish to partake?
Oh, yes, of course. I am always happy to pray to those higher beings. My higher being just happens to be below me, and he looks down.
Yeah, it's a mighty nice pendant you have there.
And he like covers it and turns and he goes, "Thank you."
I mean that with absolute sincerity.
I tend to agree.
And something tells me, takes a big old swig out of his glass, that you have a damn good story to go along with it.
I do, but perhaps that is for another time. I say we must be probably going soon. I'm
I am charged with finding my traveling party.
It would be wise for us to continue. Have you, Arkin and I apologize, I had forgotten your name.
It's Absol, friend.
Absol, you wish to stop here for supplies. Have you acquired what you need?
Yeah, we're good to go. Whenever y'all are ready.
Thank you. Screech.
Yeah?
Are you ready to continue our expedition?
Ready to continue.
Then it seems we should proceed as soon as the brief festivities are over.
Quell just looks at Screech. That's freaky weird.
She looks at him and with this almost mean smile and goes, freaky weird.
There it is.
So Absol slams his drink, puts it down, and goes over to Quell. So, any jobs, or we just going there and coming back?
He kind of.
Well,
Go ahead.
no, it was on you.
Okay, I was gonna say he sort of puts his arm around your shoulder and he's like, "I got to get another drink. Come with me." And he starts walking away. So, you think you're gonna be able to get anything from that camp?
We're gonna try. Arkin, he's gonna do what he does.
Well, your friend's necklace there is probably worth something.
Yeah, something told me we ain't getting that though.
Wow, is that doubt that I hear?
Motherfuckers.
The way I seen him handle those bloodsuckers, I don't want to try and risk that.
So, what's the game plan then?
Bounty while I'm there. Everyone's gonna be looking. I'm gonna be looking for someone too.
If you're heading over to the mountains, it's gonna be a journey. You're gonna have to make it through nightfall. You guys ready for that?
Oh, with this group, I don't see an issue with that.
I mean, I seen a shitload of issues with it last night.
That was the middle of the city.
All right, well, if you guys think it's safe and you guys think that this is gonna be worth doing, then I'll be ready here when you get back, and hopefully we'll have enough coin to get out of this shithole.
Well, we're gonna be heading out then.
All right, keep your brother out of trouble.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder each time you say that.
Well, whether I say it or not, it ain't gonna change it.
And he goes back to the rest of the group.
And not too long after him, Quell comes back out, just holding a big brown bottle, and he's swigging out of it.
Everyone ready?
Yes, let's go.
Have you all had nourishment recently? Have we had a meal? These things that have...
Not particularly. Not of the food kind.
It would be best if you had some edible... Words failed me. It would be best if you had something to eat before we proceed. No?
Oh. Screech is just like staring at you and looks like interested and intrigued.
I will pull off my backpack and pull out a set of trail rations and offer it to you.
Oh, she's snatching it and immediately ripping into it. Food's
Yeah, I'm going to remove that.
I guess I could eat.
Something
Yeah.
simple might be good for the journey. Yes, I agree.
I'm gonna go buy a ration from the tavern.
Quell sits down next to Beryl, and he's just sort of looking at you, and he takes a swig from the bottle. So, never actually come across Genasi before. So do you eat like everyone else? Excuse my ignorance.
Well, I mostly eat plants, things that are of the earth. The earth provides in its own ways, and I feel best to listen to that.
Me too. This right here comes from potatoes. Swigs it. To the earth.
To the earth, yes, indeed.
So, what's the Genasi doing out here, mingling with the type of folk that are in Fallmore?
Well, I came with my brethren to trade for the things that the city folk have that we do not up in our camp in the mountains, but it seems those plans have been derailed.
Yeah, I don't mean to be rude about it, but I don't see your friends anywhere.
Oh no, I took a look around, but I appreciate it as well.
They're not what was in the cart, are they?
Oh no.
Okay, that's good.
That was ore that we brought from the mountain. No. The mountain over there where the light always shines. That's what I always say.
See, does it though? 'Cause given our current predicament, if the light always shines there, that could be mighty useful information to have.
Oh, it's more of a figure of speech, but it is daylight. Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Seeing as how it's higher up and you don't have all of these trees blocking the view.
Yeah. Sounds nice.
It is quite nice. I do enjoy our home there.
Well, I hope your journey is safe and you find your people.
Yeah, thank you. I quite appreciate your hospitality.
Yeah. Any friends of the boys? Friends of mine. And then I just imagine Screech is just sitting there, just staring.
She's still eating.
I do say, what is that sound?
Just like staring down and just shoveling food into her beak.
Remember what I said about your fingers, everyone. Be mindful.
Freaky weird.
She looks up and just rude. Again, Nesbar's voice.
So, what's that one's story?
We are not quite sure yet. But she's proven herself useful already, so I offered her some coin in reward for helping us try to find my compatriots.
And I assume she knows how to swing that thing?
Oh, yes.
He's just like looking at you, just watching you eat, drinking.
She looks up and does her like weird laugh again, just like staring him dead in the eye.
Freaky weird.
Sin's gone.
No! My cameras!
Oh, that's what you care about.
No!
Ah, I'm still in frame. I just have to be over here.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
still in
no.
frame too. John, lean to the left.
You're the left.
No, our left. Perfect. You gotta talk. If you lean to your never mind. It's back.
I could be Sin.
About to say you gotta talk in a southern accent though. So, if you guys are making this trek, are there any preparations that you are taking before you head out?
Beryl, this journey, how long is it? I'm not familiar with the area.
About, you said each square was a day's journey, Cliff?
Correct.
It's about 3 or 4 days' journey, given how quickly you wish to travel.
Is it safe on the roads at night?
Well,
or
that
perhaps in the day?
that all depends on how you interpret safe.
I have not fought anything thus far, but from what I understand, you have encountered altercations at night.
Oh, yes, there's quite a lot of evil stirring around here lately. The pathways are, mostly okay during the day. You'll run into a rabble of bandits every once in a while, and other wildlife, but it's really at night that you really have to worry about. The light's protection, really, it does mean a lot. That's why we live up on the mountain where the sun always shines. That's what I always say.
And he's
You made Sin leave with that one.
It was that bad.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to be too safe to be truthful. It's not after last night. Last night was different than normal.
Then perhaps it would be best to stay here for a few days until we know that the night is safe.
And that's your call. Your friend here seems pretty headstrong on heading out to get his people, and I can't say I blame him. If I lost the boys, I'd have to say I'd be doing the same thing.
Do you happen to have any messenger folk within Durentius that I could perhaps pay to go deliver a message?
If you're willing to pay, everyone here's a messenger.
Did we ever decide on starting money?
I mean, yeah.
10 gold. Not a lot.
I don't have a torch.
Well, if I could send a message at least to let my people know where I am and that the supply run was compromised. I suppose waiting for more information may be the smarter idea.
Screech kind of looks over at Beryl and repeats what she said earlier with Nesbar.
Yes, we will get you home. I do not break my promise.
What is this Nesbar she keeps saying?
Nesbar is her
Mom.
That mother, apparently, that I had promised to return her to.
How long of a day travel is it from Durentius to Thalmor? About a day?
It's actually a couple hours. This is a little bit of an exaggeration on the map. It's kind of a lean-to outside of it. You could see Falmore off in the distance if you look up the path.
How long would it take for the messenger to come back with information?
Well, it's not terribly far to Thalmor. They could probably be back within a day.
The messenger, were you sending it to Thalmor or to camp or to the mountain?
Probably one to either, depending on how much they would charge.
How much you got?
Well, I will
ask you to name a price, and then I will tell you whether or not I am willing to pay it.
I mean, given these dangerous times, I think a gold each seems fair.
Even for the one going to Falmore?
I mean, you've seen what happened there last night. If anything, the one going to Falmore might need a little bit more. That seemed like the real dangerous place. You made it 3 days here just fine.
Well, if that seems to be more of the threat, then we made it here fine, then perhaps we wait one more night and then see what tonight holds, and then make for Icestone in the morning.
Well, like I said before, you're more than welcome to stay here.
What do you all think? It is your safety as well. I do not want to dictate things.
To think of the situation logically, your friends are likely already safe, and if they are not, there is not likely much that our expedition would be able to accomplish. At this point, information is what we are seeking. Perhaps waiting for that information and making sure that this location is safe may be our best idea.
I think I tend to agree.
So do you have any blessings or anything that you can do to keep us extra safe here?
I can... Well... Unfortunately, nothing that I can grant you or your people to guard you on travels or anything, but...
I was talking to our robot friend here, but that's mighty kind of you to offer.
I am but a simple cleric. I offer medical aid and assistance on your path towards religious enlightenment. There is not much I can offer for those who are leading my defense in a long period of time. But let me look. And he starts flipping through books and
Well, if nothing else, despite what Arkin said, I think that your words did help the people here. And
there is perhaps one piece of assistance I can offer. To my understanding, most of the creatures we are dealing with are of the undead nature. I can help
sucking
create...
son bitches.
Indeed. I can help create some amount of holy water, should you have a few hours available.
You ever tried to make holy vodka? I'm just saying, around here it'd probably get drank a little bit more.
I have not, but I would be interested to try. Would you like that instead of holy water for the people traversing?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That sounds perfect.
I see. I will need a few materials. Please provide the most pure of this liquid that you have available.
Nothing but the purest. Comes right from the earth. He kind of nudges Beryl.
Make holy vodka. The fuck. Okay. I'm gonna go set up a place for the ritual, set things out, and see if I can make holy vodka. It's again the ceremony spell. I fucking love this thing. I can do funeral rites with it, weddings, dedications, but blessed water, you touch one vial of water and cause it to become holy water. I don't know what that does to alcohol. It may fail. That's their problem.
He gives you a vial.
Okay. Uh-huh.
A big vial of water.
I will probably tone down the quantity to what would be... I assume I've blessed water before, and so I would tone it down to a quantity that I'm used to. And probably provide a vial if they do not have one. I think I have vials.
He's like, you can just do the whole thing.
It may be best to try it on a smaller quantity, lest the ritual fail.
You never know until you try.
I see. I will try. I'm going to try the whole freaking bottle and see what happens.
And like you're like sitting on this like this log that's been chopped up, and there's a fire pit about 5 feet in front of you or so. And like as you're doing the ceremony, as I slap my mic, as you're doing the ceremony, like people start gathering around, and they're just listening to the words that you're saying as you're blessing this water. Beryl, what are you doing?
Probably just trying to find a place to bunker down and sleep for the night if we're waiting to see
Well,
what
I mean,
else happens.
it's still relatively early.
Okay. Perhaps just like trying to. Would there be a way without like a skill or ability or anything to like commune with the earth to see if the earth could tell him anything about where his companions are?
Go ahead and just give me a religion check. Seems how your religion really is the earth.
Yeah.
So
I
that
can help
works.
you with
No, you worry about this water.
Woo!
that. Wow.
So, like, as you're sitting there, you're feeling the breeze blowing on you, and you close your eyes, and you feel the wind sort of shift, and it blows back towards the direction of where the camp's at. And you immediately know, like, yeah, we need to head to camp. Immediately, that is the message that was given to you from the wind changing directions and blowing.
Okay. Well, on second thoughts, it may be worth the risk. I feel like with this many unknowns, staying here is just as risky waiting as it is for me to return home.
Would it perhaps be safer for the people here for us to stay in their defense?
Well, I can't say that I would argue for that, seeing as how I have asked you all to come along to help me, but that is ultimately up to you all.
Did Chaplain complete the ritual?
He's still doing it.
Okay.
That's
I'm going to do something as soon as he's done.
What is Absol doing? Seems how he's been awfully quiet.
Let's see if I can actually get through a sentence.
That's one.
He's sitting around camp, watching everyone, just observing how they interact with each other. And as soon as they're ready to go, he's ready to. He doesn't want to stay if they can head to camp sooner rather than later.
And what is Screech doing during all of this?
What is Screech doing during all of this?
I don't know. She's really just kind of unsure of everything and just following whatever Beryl's doing. Because he's the one who said he would get her back home. So I'm assuming by now she probably finished her food and was just kind of...
Enamored by something on the ground.
It's probably shiny, Allie, okay? You can't judge me! Crumbs!
Or just like bugs, just like
Watching the network of bugs walking through the sand.
Ooh, the little greenfield times.
So as you're continuing through your ceremony, more and more people start gathering around, and you have a slightly larger crowd than the small one that you had before, and they're like listening to the ceremony that you're performing on this water. And it's gonna be really good for like listening to like on podcasts as I'm air quoting water.
Yeah.
Do you have anything final that you are ending the ceremony on? Any ceremonious toast words or anything?
There's got to be a god of like debauchery or drinking or something. But no, I'm actually going to be more focused on the ritual than I am the people around me because I've never done it with this liquid before. So if anything, I'm going to try and use my knowledge of how alcohol is formed to pay attention to the water components, not the alcohol or something. I want this to work, and so I'm less focused about those around me and more focused on trying to provide the help they asked for.
That's fair. Give me a religion check. Let's see how strong your faith is.
Dear Lord.
On this process.
Not very.
Dear Lords.
Did I miss? I think I missed. Hold on.
That's a really bad roll if it doesn't even show up. Hey!
Holy
so,
vodka.
Yeah, so by the time you finish the ceremony, you are utterly convinced that you have blessed this water. You got a nice fifth of holy water there. And like as you like finish the ceremony, kind of to your own amusement and amazement, you're like, yeah, I did it. And then you notice all the people gathered around you.
And Arkin is going to walk up, take his cup, scoop a little bit, take a sip. He's like, oh my goodness, Mr. Chaplain, I was wrong about everything I said earlier. This is the holiest of water I've ever tasted. I feel like I can take on 1,000,000 vampires at once.
Oh, really? I know a grove where we can find some. If you want,
he has the cup over the quail. He's like, here, try this. You must see for yourself.
He's just staring at you like, you motherfucker. And he takes a sip. He's like, he's right.
You see?
And I rolled shit on my insight, so I believe them. I'm quite glad that I was able to provide this for you. Will this help those of your camp to fight against the undead?
You know what? I think it just might. And
I'm happy to provide.
And as everybody is kind of exclaiming and having a good time about this, all of a sudden you guys all notice at once that everything just turns red. As you look up to the sky and you see the sun has turned the color of blood.
Arkin spits the vodka out. What did you do?
That is not... I'm never blessing anything other than water again.
And as you say that, you see these red tendrils shoot out from the sun, and you see one of them slam down on one of the people that are right next to you, completely enveloping them as it lifts them off the ground, and you see it drain the blood entirely from their bodies as this husk of a person is spit back onto the ground, as you see another tendril come down and grab another person and do the same thing. And that's where we're going to end it at for the night.
Nice.
shit.
Look what you did.
Uh-oh.
You asked for it! Should have let some fucking water, but no, we need potatoes.
That really could not have been a better fucking segue into that. Really, it couldn't have been.
I know that this ritual does not cause that to happen.
I don't know. You rolled a 9 on insight.
9 on insight is enough to think that they really think that this is amazing. But on a spell I've performed many times and probably fucked up while I learned, it does not cause tendrils to rain from the sky and kill people because they had impure water.
Thank you everybody that popped in here tonight. Thank you to Ascension Stories for the raid. If anybody is still here, I appreciate you guys sticking around. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it goes till like around now-ish or midnight, depending on where the story falls in. Like I said before, so this is going to be the new, the whole look and theme is going to be the new thing. So from here on out, it will be quests and cliffhangers. This will be our official first episode. Yay. As I said before, I plan on getting the first hour of last week, cutting that out. I will cut the first hour of this off and then replace it and then do a little audio magic so it kind of blends in together. And then this will be the first one of the series. All the backlog of Amethil will be going up on YouTube soon-ish. And then starting with this whole thing right now that I'm saying, this will all be on podcast at every major podcast source. It'll be on YouTube. There are a lot of things that I want to do to further this, increase our little community here. I appreciate all you guys being here and love seeing so many of you that come in week after week, and love seeing the new faces too, obviously. We will continue to be here on twitch.tv/ItsCliffGaming. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, but I may also be expanding it where we will be broadcasting off of Mixer and DLive at the same time. And then I'll have all the chat up, and it'll be even more of a fucking crazy madhouse to keep up with. But it'll be fun. I am moving away from the normal Twitch platform, so pretty soon I will probably not. You probably won't even have the ability to be able to subscribe here as I back out of my affiliate contract. So with that, like I said at the beginning, and I will reiterate now because I'll probably cut the beginning out, get BTTV if you're watching here and you want to see the cool little emotes for everybody, which I'm too lazy to type them all out, so I'll just do effects so that way you can see all the peoples anyways. If you want to see those, BTTV extension will let you see it, or the FFZ one. And also, I have a lot of things planned. We'll have this fully fleshed out. I won't just have this temporary looking like the shit underneath me here. That's just temporary for today. Like it'll be fleshed out. New intro next week, promise this time. So if you're listening, it'll be cool. If you're watching, it'll be even more cool. And I have a bunch of shit. I have a whole fucking list of things that I have written out here. And they will all be in effect next week. So more to come on that. More interactions. If you look at the interactions menu that I put together, that, I think, yeah. You will see that there are no more bit or donation interactions. I don't want that. I want all interactions to strictly be either Cliff Coins that you just earn from watching, or if you would like to support the show in any way and you want to do the stream loots cards, that's still a thing that you could do. There are more cards added in there. I will probably add a few more to that are going to be focusing on individual character development. But I want all the extra interactions and everything to be... Okay. I want all the interactions to be all about character development and things like that. So I think that's all I have. We're going to find someone to raid out on, which I'm assuming is not going to be Ascension Stories because they raided me, so I doubt they're online. But if they are, we're raiding them back, goddammit. Yeah. So, again, I appreciate you guys. Who is on? Who we got? Who it be? Beholder's off. Rob Tui's off. Goblin Cave's on. I guess we're going to Goblin Cave. They're becoming the new regulars. Goblin Cave has a phenomenal layout, too. I will say that. That's like, I really, really like their layout. It's very clean. One of the few that actually do, like, super clean, nice-looking layouts. And my nerdy ass appreciates that. So, that's what we're going to do. Carry over there. Thank you guys all again. I really, really do appreciate it. And we will have more quests and cliffhangers to come. So thank you. Have a good night.